Hey all, J-Man here. I just want to tell you about beardedshirts.com. It's a great place to get a lot of cool superhero shirts and other merchandise. You can scroll, they've always got sales on. As you can see, they've got these really cool print all over shirts, which I really love. That's Eddie, the founder of the site. And if you're looking for stuff, all you got to do is you click on the search here and you can type in all over. And that's going to show you the all over prints, which are really, really cool. Look at that. You got Legion of Superheroes, you got Brave and the Bold, you got JSA, you got Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, all kinds of stuff. So check out beardedshirts.com. Hello, Legionnaires and Daredevil fans. J-Man here. We're doing Fearless Fridays, or you can say it's Miller time because we're doing Frank Miller's Daredevil run in its entirety. This is episode 4. We're doing 3 comics per episode, and it just so happened to work out that tonight we're doing the first appearance of Elektra, and then the next comic is a Bullseye comic, which is really awesome, and the next one is Kingpin coming back in. So this actually worked out to be really crazy to have these 3 like just right back to back. I can't even imagine if you're buying these off the racks back when they had come out, you probably would have been like, oh my God, like this is insane. Like one after another, like banger after banger. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to go through all of these. Let's do a couple of quick show notes. So the Royal Rumble is this weekend. So Steven and I will, of course, be back talking some WWE. We're going to try to do it Sunday night. I haven't scheduled the stream yet. We're going to do it Sunday night if we can. If not, we will do it Monday night. Now, this Monday, there is not going to be a Legion live stream. This Monday, I'm going to be on Izzyverse. So Izzyverse NYC. I put the link in the description or in the chat just now. I'm going to be on Izzy's channel. He's been trying to get me on for a while. It's now finally we can figure something out. So I'll go on his channel. Then I might do the wrestling stream right after I'm done with his channel. So keep an eye out for that. But Royal Rumble is this Saturday. We're going to try to do it Sunday. If we can't do it Sunday, we'll do it Monday. But this Wednesday, this is a big one. On the Action Elite, this is my buddy Owen's channel. We're going to be talking about Die Another Day. This movie is a bit controversial with some fans. When I saw it, I thought it was pretty awesome. Now, I saw it when the Blu-ray set came out. So I don't know how many years ago that was. It went up. I think the Blu-ray set went up to Skyfall, I think. So whatever year that was. And I watched, I thought, oh, this is a really cool movie. I don't know why everyone hates it. And then you talk to some people and they really hate it. And they're like, this is a trash movie. And it was Pierce Brosnan's last one. And this sucks and whatever. I have not watched it since then. So it's been quite some time since I've watched Die Another Day. So I'm going to rewatch it this weekend, get my notebook out. So I'm going to be on Owen's channel, The Action Elite. And we're going to talk about Die Another Day, see if it's as bad as everyone says. Now, remember, by this point, we have a lot of crappy Daniel Craig movies, pretty much all of them. I'm pretty sure I like this one better than all of his movies. And I definitely liked it better at the time, so we're going to watch that again. And before we start, let's just say hey to the Legionnaires, of course. Dan, who is always the first to sign up or buy any of my books or do anything I do, he's always the first to get that. So thank you to Dan. Sean, Stephen, and Clobby, who you already know. We don't need to pump them up anymore. Brennan, who appears in chat and sometimes appears on stream sometimes. Picasso, Classic Comics, and Cliff on Comics, all Legionnaires. Thank you guys. I appreciate your membership. So there you have it. All right. We got lots to talk about. I put a poll up. This is a tough poll because I'm asking you to pick your favorite character of tonight's issue. So we're talking Elektra, Bullseye, Kingpin. It's going to be a tough choice. Right now, Elektra's winning. We'll see how the night progresses, though, and go from there. All right, let's bring in our first Legionnaire.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what is going on? All right, I saw your 007. Coincidentally, I saw your 007
Oh
review,
yeah.
so I'll check. I'll check that out. I did because I'm allergic to a lot of new comics. I didn't get it. So
I figured like Garth Ennis, it should be interesting.
yeah.
But it's the Bond stuff, but just with the super violence.
Yeah, I scrolled through and saw the violence. I was like, "Oh, that's nice." So I appreciate that. I do appreciate violence.
Yeah.
Speaking of people who appreciate violence, let's bring in Mr. Fancy Pants.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Fancy pants. I think fancy shirts are in order. Look at you guys.
Yeah.
Mr. Fancy shirts, both of you. Love them.
Yeah, I'm wearing Avon today.
Look at that.
Beardedshirts.com. Represent.
Nice.
Represent, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh, I've got a Marvel buff. I should have worn my Marvel buff instead of this one. Maybe I'll go change it quickly. I should have worn.
Yeah.
I cut my hair really short, so I thought I don't want to expose
your Marvel shirt. Your Daredevil shirt.
I don't. My Daredevil shirt is the pre-weight loss, so it's gone. I had two Daredevil shirts; they're gone now.
I don't have one, so I'm trying to get one.
Well, do or do not.
Yeah,
There is
just
no
don't try. Yeah,
you get one or you don't. But there you have it. Yeah, I'm wearing Avon today. I've got two Avon shirts. What am I got?
Oh man, I want to leave it.
Oh, I've got Shotzi underneath.
I have some Blake 7 shirts, but no Avon ones there.
Yeah. So I got my Avon shirt, got my Avon phone protector.
Nice.
And then you're not gonna my thing is Deadpool and Wolverine. So for now, I change that all the time. Hey, Legionnaire Picasso, thank you so much for being a Legionnaire.
Hey, Picasso.
I'm trying to. I got a couple of new banners, or not banners. I got some new. Oh no, I had this one before. Sorry, I thought I had some new gifs, but I don't. We had a good time just the other night on the Action Elite talking about Reacher season 1 and 2. It is Avon.
It is Avon.
It is Avon. There's something say Avon. They say it like Avon. Avon.
like Krypton.
Brits like Avon.
Avon. Yeah. Kerr Avon.
In full name Cargulin. Avon is the whole name.
Yeah. So I was gonna get. I still have I'm looking for something to put right here in this little spot here. Like I'm looking to fill little gaps. I'm gonna get a big Daredevil here, but I'm looking to fill little gaps. So I was thinking of having Avon Lives on here. As just like a. Hey, RR. Wow, thank you so much, buddy. Hey, Jenny. Can you help me convince Clobby that Man of Steel is pretty? That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Even for the super chat, we appreciate the super chat, but I'm like the Terminator. I can't be bought. I can't be bargained with. I can't be reasoned.
Yeah, but especially R when you mispronounce the title. It's Man of Steel. We all know that. I mean, I don't know if anything Man of Steel is that a movie or what. I know Man of Steel. I've heard of that one.
Let's give the Elvira hooray. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever be able. Well, you got to convince me first.
You can't convince. Yeah, you weren't talking about me, or you can't convince Jay of that either. Or Sean.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it can happen. Yeah, I don't think it can happen. It's not possible. It's not possible.
I'll tell you what. Just for RR, here you go. Man of Steel movie is better than an enema with a drill, with a power drill that you use to destroy concrete.
Okay.
Out of the two, I would probably rather watch Man of Steel. If I'm being really honest with you. How about that? High praise indeed, wouldn't it?
High praise indeed. Oh well, I'd say it's better than Justice League. So
I think probably what might happen and maybe not is that Legacy will come out. It'll be so crap that we'll think that Man of Steel is probably like.
I don't think that happened before.
You know what? It might not happen because it didn't happen with Superman Returns for me. I was like, no, Returns is really bad.
Yeah,
Returns sucks.
Yeah.
But see, Man of Steel is even more debasement and defilement of the character than Returns is. For example, and no matter what you say, Superman 3 and Superman 4 are very badly made, written, horribly written movies. And they're still fun, but they still have Superman in them. They still have Christopher Reeve. So we can dog them out or you can love them either way. But Superman's there. And they're not trashing the character. I mean, like, for example, a crappy issue of a Superman comic is not, defaming the character, just like it's a dumb story, whatever.
Right. And we've read many of those. Yeah.
Man of Steel is defilement of the character to the point, debasing him, getting everything about him wrong. So it's not the movie necessarily. The movie's just stupid and not very good. It's what, to be honest with you, I've seen way stupider movies way, lesser well-made movies, but it's what it does to the character. And that's when I'm there. When I show up, I want to see Superman. Superman Returns does crappy things to the character too. Don't get me wrong, but it's in the little leagues compared to what Man of Steel does.
Yeah, this is a tough debate because Superman Returns is such a boring disaster. Like it's Superman
crap.
Returns is a more boring movie than Man of Steel, but it does. Yeah. But Man of Steel ruins Superman more. But Returns ruins Superman. I don't know.
Too. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, this
He's
is
immature and morose. And,
Returns. Yeah, I mean it's tough. The Returns does a couple of character problems, character assassinations, but there are other things in it that's not so bad. The character of Superman is non-existent in Man of Steel. And instead it's Mopey Man with some dope who just punches anybody he feels like it. And don't get me started on the breaking neck thing. That by that point, who cares what he does? He's still an idiot and he's not there's nothing Superman about him. Yeah. I don't care that he broke. I really don't care that he broke Zod's neck because that's not Superman. Superman wouldn't. We all know Superman he has values and doesn't do that. Plus, he's smart enough to find a way not to do that.
Yeah, and I always say this, like he breaks his neck, and then they want you to believe this is the Superman, because then he starts crying out to the heavens that he did it. It's like, and I don't know why he would, because everything he did before was pretty awful too. I don't. It relies on your knowledge of the actual Superman, and that's the problem.
And then he doubles down later. He goes and dumps a $1 billion satellite, destroys it just to tell people, hey, leave me alone, or I'll whack all of you sons of bitches, you little weak mothers. I mean, don't mess with me. That was very Superman of him, right?
I think the thing is that Man of Steel, like what he's doing in Man of Steel, like again, I guess it makes sense if it's the character you're following in Man of Steel, except for the crying. So if he did, like in this movie's way of portraying Superman, he should have broken his neck. It's like, break his neck, like kill him. Like what and then he should be like, I killed him. I had no choice.
May as well.
Didn't want to.
Yeah.
That's the log. Like what Sean is saying is like, that would have been the logical conclusion to that scene. He's like, look, I'm really, I'm upset. Obviously I killed someone. I'm upset, but I had no choice. That family was going to die. The engine was destroying stuff. I had to destroy this stuff. I know I caused damage, but I had to do what I had to do. And then, but the problem is that Zack Snyder deep down knows that Superman would never really do this and would be upset. So he's like, he's really upset. But then what Sean is saying is like, that relies on the viewer to know the real Superman, which we're not seeing. So they should have just followed it through and be like, listen, this ain't Superman. This is my Superman. He's a badass. He does whatever he does.
Yeah.
This movie, even where Superman Returns, has scenes where he rescues and saves people. There's just two fundamentally idiotic parts of the stalker crap and him leaving for 5 years. Take those away. It's just a boring movie, but he acts like Superman the rest of the time. Man of Steel, the one time he acts like Superman when he's a kid and he saves the kids on the bus, Pa Kent comes along and tells him he probably shouldn't have done it. Then he lets Pa Kent die, and then there are later scenes where he's punching bad guys all over the place, causing thousands and thousands of people to get killed. But he's going to whine about one guy who has to snap his neck to stop it. The one guy he shouldn't have cried for. I mean, the guy's killing all these people. You're a savage, unthinking idiot anyway, where Superman's a thinking character who would have found a way. Right. If you break his neck, at that point, who cares? He's killing thousands of people. It should never have come to that. So there's no Superman the superhero, and all of his ideals are shit on in this movie.
Yeah, it's a Zack Snyder
thing. Not even close to Superman Returns. Good.
They're hilarious when you watch them. It's like he lets his dad die in that tornado is funny because it's so stupid and poorly executed. It's so and then BVS is filled with all sorts of dumbassery, like the pee, like the jar of pee and everything.
Yeah. No, I haven't gone back to watch BVS, or I've only seen BVS once. I only saw Zack Snyder's Justice League once. Superman, Man of Steel tricked me. They did a great job. They convinced me, yep, this is good. This is all good
never
stuff.
liked it.
And then I watched it. Then I watched it again. And then I was like, oh shit, this is awful. What the hell happened? But then I didn't get tricked. You didn't trick me the next time or whatever. But the other thing too is that like I was really let down by Superman Returns, like really badly. It was so boring. I'm like, you know what? If it's going to be a shit movie, at least have action.
Yep.
And I'm like, this isn't Superman. So it's a guy who's not Superman fighting a guy who's not Zod. Well, I'll just look at it like two super beings having a massive battle. And it's like that. What was that? Brightburn. Like Brightburn. It's like, okay, it's not Superman. It's just like some evil kid who kills everybody. I'm like, that's what the movie is. Okay.
But you should never let the Man of Steel defenders lure you into the fake straw argument of the whataboutism of Superman Returns and Man of Steel.
Yeah.
That's whataboutism because they have no ammo. Sorry, buddy. You don't. Yeah. You're just that's go, what about Superman Returns? Whataboutism doesn't work here. I mean, it's not like now it's different if I said, oh man, Superman Returns is so good, but Man of Steel is not. No, who said, you're using the straw man argument because no one here said Superman Returns is good.
Correct.
And it's whataboutism. It doesn't work.
Yeah. And they use that and they use that to say that, Superman Returns was a continuation. Well, my biggest pet peeve is they say Superman Returns is a continuation of the Christopher Reeve films, which it's not, because he doesn't behave that way at all. And if it is a continuation, literally at the end of Superman 2, he's like, I'm sorry I gave away my powers because I was an idiot. This is never going to happen again. I'm here to stay. And they never addressed that again in Superman 3 or Superman 4. So you're telling me after Superman 4, he decides to leave again. I'm like, but and Superman 3 and 4 don't take place 400 years later. They're like, what, a couple of years later? It's like a Superman 3 takes place like what? Like a few months later or something. Like it's not like it takes place years and years later. And Superman 4 takes place maybe a few years after Superman 3, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years or something.
It's in the Cold War, so yeah.
Like it's like it's not that far away that you could say, well, he's changed his mind now. So anyway, the first appearance of Elektra.
Here we go. Let's talk about something good instead of filthy Zack Snyder poopery.
All right.
Wow.
So
I mean, look, I love you, RR, but this is no place. Why are we having this? I mean, this discussion is so old. At this point, this discussion is over 10 years old, and it's never. I mean, you are a very nice person, RR. A lot of people who are obsessed with that movie don't give you any kind of whatsoever. But you are at least a very nice person about it, and I appreciate you. But let's do some Daredevil.
Yeah. Oh, let's say hi, Ethan. What's going on?
Ethan.
Back for another Daredevil. Yeah, here we go. The first appearance of Elektra. Wow. All right, what's the credits on this sucker?
All righty then. Daredevil, volume only, number 168 from October. Release date October 7, 1980. 1980. Man, I bought this one on a 7-Eleven rack. There we go.
Wow.
Cover by Frank Miller and Klaus Janson. The writer, penciler, Frank Miller. The very first issue, I might add, where he is on both his first writing assignment for the series, complete all the writing, not plot commit or anything like that. And penciler, of course. Inker, Klaus Janson. Colorist D.R. Martin. That was like one of those Doc Martin farm out inking places. Right. Anyway, letterer Joe Rosen, editors Denny O'Neil and Mark Grunwald.
All right. Well, I mean, Frank Miller comes on board and then creates Elektra, like booyah. It's like, hey, how's it going, Scotty? I had a great time with Scotty. We're going to be doing a monthly.
Hey, Scotty.
Just because, Clobby, you asked for it, Clobby. You're getting it. A monthly Dazzler stream until we cover the series.
I'm happy about that. By the way, I don't want you to feel bad about derailing anything, man. You're here, and we love that you're here, dude. So no,
it's all good.
Hey, yeah. we bid on it, so don't blame yourself. Blame on us.
It's all good. It's all good.
R is a straight stand-up person, a great dude. So
yes, it's as if he was I forgot the guy's name. Who's the stand-up guy that we always talk about on Legion? John Forte.
John Forte.
John Forte. Yeah,
It's almost like
RR
RR was drawn. If RR was a comic character, he would have been drawn by John Forte because he's a stand-up guy.
It does. It does. In fact, it's instructive to us. It shows that we're no matter how old that argument is, it's never going to die. So, but this is
right.
The beginning of an era of this changed comics, and there's already, even though he'd been doing the art for a couple of issues, something about it's like he had full control. He wasn't working from a script now from someone else, Roger McKenzie, bless his heart. He's doing it all, and some of the stuff he picked up from McKenzie you can see, but a lot of other bits about the narrative here, and it are just Miller, just full on Miller, and it's amazing.
Before, after, sorry, elect. Do you mean Electra or what? I'm not. Or
was this before or after Electro? I don't know. Became
Electro was.
This is way after.
Way after Electro.
Yeah.
Electro doesn't have electric powers.
Yeah.
Electro, one of the first 10, right? Of Amazing Spider-Man.
I mean, Electro's like for year one. Oh, I was thinking, I talked to Sean about this. I'm posing a stream idea or a show idea called Year One, where we take the first 12 issues of whatever. So it's like the first 12 Fantastic Fours, the first 12 Avengers, the first 12. That's an interest, just to see what did we get from the first year. Like, I mean, the first 12 of Spider-Man is bloody insane.
Yeah, take a look though to see if any of those were actually monthly or
I know what you're saying, but I don't mean
12. Yeah.
I'm just saying the first 12.
They had erratic schedules, but was it on Nick's channel just about a year or two ago? The whole gang reviewed the whole Ditko run.
Yeah.
Over the course
I know. I know
that.
I know that. Yeah.
And it's but that's a nice idea though. I like it.
Yeah. And I don't mean, I know what you're saying, Sean. Like some of them could have been twice a month or once every week.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying like the first 12, like just to make it easy,
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, let's okay. So right off the bat here, I love that he's pretending to be blind here. That's great. And then there's Daredevil, who really is blind.
Turk. Turk is such a.
He jumps here. Oh, kicks the doggy.
The
doggy.
How'd that get past the comics code?
Because Frank Miller is the comics code.
Well, back then Peter didn't have any power, so it's just a dog. What the hell? Dogs jumping and attacking him, and what the hell? You notice it's only the one shot though.
Yeah.
Just one kick is enough. And then boom.
Of course, why that affected the dog, and the dog didn't jump back and start attacking him again, I don't know.
The dog got knocked out. It knows its place.
Yeah.
And now Daredevil is showing his powers here. Throws a good. That's a good bottle of liquor right there. You're chucking at Daredevil. There's explosion. This guy runs off. He's doing parkour, but he's, I guess, too heavy. Smashes through the fence.
R makes a good point about Elektra. It is from excuse me. Stop, please.
Yep. I did pick up on that one. I actually took some history. I think my best course was history. Joe Dog, what's going on?
Joe Dog.
Miller was a literate lad.
Is he reading books? Oh, what a nerd.
Back then, a lot of people who wrote comics came from educations where they were actually had to read books in school. Remember that? No.
Yep.
They do.
Yeah,
they're old.
that was terrible. Reading books is for suckers. Unless they're my books, which are available on Amazon.com. The link to my books are in the description of this video.
In fact, the quote genius man by the name of what's that guy's name? The guy that married Kim Kardashian. I can't remember his name.
I have no idea who. I know
the rapper
Kim Kardashian.
Kardashian.
Yeah,
I know. I don't like books. Books be all wordy. What's that guy's name?
I have no idea.
One of the most famous men in the world. I can't remember his name. That's why I can't.
Kanye West, right?
Yeah, that idiot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's how hip I am.
He's not wrong. Books do be all wordy.
That guy's turning into a supervillain now, eh?
Yeah.
you see what he did, right?
There you go, Kanye.
No, is it gonna get me? I already got limited access on my last.
No, he. Okay, you'll love this actually, J-Man. In real life, this is really what he did. He got his teeth taken out and replaced by metal plates. so that now he has metal teeth
Oh, that is cool.
in real life.
He's
Like,
Jaws.
he's turning into a super
Like
villain.
Jaws, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Jaws. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, no, he posted a picture of Jaws and said like, "Oh, now I'm gonna,"
Wow.
Nice.
yeah. Anyway,
Wow.
AFK, what it is? There's smoke or tell a dirty joke and what? Yeah, yeah,
Duck
so,
soup. Rufus T. Firefly.
yeah.
So yeah, Kanye says his books be all wordy. I don't like books. And
They are.
They do have. I've seen words in books, so he's not.
I've seen a few words sometimes.
He's on to
yes.
something.
yeah.
So here's Elektra. Now she's technically a bounty hunter, right? Because
In this,
thoughts on Elektra Assassin? I have not read Elektra Assassin,
Well, it's
but
been
I
a
actually
long
like
time.
Elektra.
it's a. Well, that I never really liked that Sienkiewicz art in Electra Assassin that much. To be honest,
I know what you're talking about, and
it's
it's
weird art,
it's
man.
weird.
Yeah, it was
Oh, you
I
said
don't
the
know.
word. Now I gotta play our friend here.
weird. Sorry.
Weird. That's gonna live on forever.
I know it'll outlast her career.
It'll outlast her career. Well, like bless her for giving us a good
Yeah.
GIF to play on the
Weird,
stream.
weird.
So
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Weird. Daredevil, what are you doing here? I'm supposed to be the no. This is my book. So this is the first panel right here of Elektra.
Dun.
Dun-dun-dun. And she throws a sigh
Sigh
back at
backwards.
his hair- backwards. Yeah.
Does that-
Hey,
Yeah.
she's doing the Daredevil boinging. You know,
Ching.
ching. So she comes in. Whoosh, there she is. What, that voice? Elektra. And then he eats pavement.
But this time she doesn't know who he is.
No.
Right. She looks cool. This is the scarf that. Well, I don't know if this is exactly the scarf that he got her because that's gonna be come into a play
Later.
in a minute here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she's awesome. We got a little bit of flashback here. So here's Foggy and
They followed so much of this in the show.
oh my god, I know. I was just
I
thinking
don't-
about that.
Have you ever noticed that show does not have Frank Miller anywhere acknowledged?
No.
You know, it's so interesting you saying all
His
that.
name
Right
should be
before-
all over it. It should be called Frank Miller's Daredevil. But,
oh my god, Clobby, do you have listening devices in my house? 5 minutes before this stream, you do. I knew it.
I do actually.
No, 5 minutes before the
Appreciate all
stream.
the
we're
bad
sitting
things
there.
you've been saying about Sean in your house. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I say those to his face.
That happens all the time. I know.
Yeah, no.
My ears.
No, we
I'm like, oh, J-Man's saying some shit about me.
Yeah. Again.
after about 10 years, you're open to like complete and utter destruction by me.
And it's been
And-
22 years, so
And so yeah, Sean is like way graduated. Like I can say anything I want about
fair
him, and
cop.
it's just like it's fair.
Yeah.
Basically we were on Owen's stream, and like all we did was make fun of each other. We talked about it was like 40% making fun of each other, and like 60% Reacher talk. It's like
So what were you saying in your house that I
no.
overheard?
So right before we went live, because we're rewatching Daredevil again.
Me
So
too.
we just watched with Elektra and him, where they teamed up and they found they were digging the hole, like the hand or whatever.
Yeah.
Or digging the
I'm not too
the
far
pit,
ahead. Well, I'm
right?
like about a season ahead of you. No, because I've been
Okay.
going faster.
So then I said, you got like, I said, why don't they just call this Frank Miller's Daredevil? Because it's literally,
He's not even in the acknowledgement.
it's not even, like, I mean, it's really, it's outrageous.
it's that old thing of like the author is Marvel. You know, it's like Ed Brubaker and Roses think about how pretty much their entire arc for Captain America from Winter Soldier onward was his. You know, in the movies.
And they let him be in the movie.
Yeah, and it's
He got
like
an
he didn't
appearance
get a
in
lot
the
of
movie.
money out of that, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They let Roy Thomas make an appearance in Daredevil season 3,
Yeah.
but not Frank Miller.
Yeah.
Roy
Yeah.
Thomas, the hell you have to
is
do with
Frank
anything?
Miller's.
But he's synonymous with Daredevil at this point, like Frank Miller. you
But
know.
like it's literally like, okay, when we get to the Kingpin stuff,
Everything, dude, all that
it's like
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. You're right,
Yeah.
Kingpin.
Like, this entire thing is Frank Miller. It's
Yeah, I
crazy.
know. The Kingpin thing is totally that show too.
It's
and-
totally that show. like big kind of beefed up guy where he's fighting, not just like.
And one more thing I want to say too is that when they did the Ultimate Daredevil, they did the Ultimate Everybody. Ultimate Daredevil was exactly this. The whole point of Ultimate was to do things differently, and they didn't do anything different. It was exactly this.
Right, because why mess with it?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so Elektra's got her dad's an important like ambassador, so she's all got the bodyguards and all that. Matt kind of takes a shine. He tries to get close, and this guy's like, no, and then he, gives her a rose here.
Yeah, Foggy helps out with the
distracts.
Yep. Yeah,
that's
like, oh, I like you.
Love it first smell for Matt.
Yes.
Yeah. They did do that in the Ben Affleck movie where.
Yeah,
that was funny. Where she comes in, he's like, "Oh my god!" And then Foggy Jon Favreau, he was funny in that. He goes, "Oh, she's hideous. She's ugly."
Yeah. How do you always know, Matt?
That was funny. I remember laughing in the theater. That was great.
It's an okay movie.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I hate it, but all right.
6.0 on CGC's bullshit scale. I don't know. It's like. One of our channel friends, Taylor, he has a scale thing, and he does and he's got his T-shirt. He has a custom shirt that he made for himself where it says 6.0 in the CGC font and the square, and at the bottom it says it's fine. Like 6.0 is fine, and like 6.0 is okay. Like you're okay with the 6.0. It doesn't need to be 9.8 every time.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm like, I might buy this shirt. It's so random. So look, I love that Daredevil. He's he's flipping around in his civilian clothes, or It's like, whoa, how did you do that? You're so hunky. It's like, well, come on a date with me. Oh no, it's your bodyguard. I better hop away. This guy's like, what's going on? You okay? She's like, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay now. And here's the montage.
Even Monkey had a montage.
Even Daredevil had a montage.
Yeah, in this case, it's nice because it's like one panel.
Yes, one panel.
In a modern comic book, that'd be like 6 pages.
I want to get like size so badly. I watched Jesse Enkamp. He's a karate guy. His channel's awesome, and he shows like the proper way to use it. He's like an old school like Okinawan karate, talking about it and all that. He's great. Daredevil 2003 is better. Is movies better than every Disney? Yeah. Hold on, let me think about that. Yeah, probably.
The Disney one, the MCU one.
No, not Netflix Daredevil, not the Netflix shows, but yeah.
Then again,
Truth, what's going on?
Truth.
Then again, so is diving off the Empire State's Building face
that
first.
That is true. And just to let you know, Truth, no, I did not watch Echo. I watched 10 minutes and shut it down. So, oh, Jesse Enkamp? Nice, buddy. I've been with that guy for a while. He's great.
Who?
Yeah. Ben Affleck. Well, it's better than anything in Phase 4, except for I do like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
I hate Affleck.
I know.
And that.
Yeah, you don't like him. Well, I don't know. We're gonna have to get you to rewatch that, but not the extended version. I don't
mind him as Batman, even in those terrible movies. I don't mind him.
I you know what? I liked him as Batman. The only problem is that he wasn't in a Batman movie. He was
the other problem is he shouldn't be that much older than Superman, the idiots.
No.
Yeah, that's true. But Ben Affleck looks younger than he is, though. He's got like the kind of not a baby face, but he looks a bit, All right. Let's continue on here with Double D. Now look at this. This is cool. He's got he bought this for Elektra. I don't have a red. I don't have a red buff. I have a yellow one. So if we ever do Iron Fist, I can look more like Iron Fist. So would Daredevil count as a rare Marvel comic book? Yeah, why not?
As a rare,
like Daredevil #1. I've got what's the one with Stiltman, number 8 or something.
I mean, older issues are worth something. If that's what you mean as far as rare, no, there was.
I don't think it's too rare.
The word rare.
You can check on CGC's site and see how many.
Sometimes it was very well done.
Of the mainstream heroes, it was kind of different, right?
Yeah.
It seemed more grounded and stuff, and more hard edged.
Yeah,
than like or Spider-Man.
He did fight some crazy villains.
Yeah, and he did go to hell. So yeah.
It might be a little bit better. I don't know if it's way better. I mean, I like the original, and the director's cut is fine.
Director's cut, the Coolio cut, yeah.
Coolio cut.
Mark D is always trying to get me to watch the director's cut just because I beat up on the original.
My thing is, though, Clobby, is if you don't like the original one, the director's cut is not that much better. That's going to fix your problems that you've had. Fair enough. Yeah. Like, it won't fix anything. You might be like, oh, that was a little bit better, but like if you thought it was a 4 or 5 out of 10. Maybe you're going to be at a 5.5 out of 10. Like, it's not going to make it like, it's not going to raise it to like an 8 or 9 out of 10.
My problem is the guy playing Daredevil shouldn't look like he could play the Kingpin. Basically, a fat Daredevil.
What, Ben Affleck's fat?
Yes, compared to Daredevil, yeah. No, look, as a gigantic, overweight old man, I wouldn't mind being in the physical condition he's in. I think he's in excellent physical condition. But not to play Daredevil. It was a pretty thin, slender dude. I
gotta relook at Ben Affleck. I didn't think he was
pudgy in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I gotta rewatch this.
Charlie Cox just pulls it off. He's got it all right and going a perfect size for the character.
All right.
He looks like the character, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna rewatch that. Maybe I'll rewatch that. The thing is, my wife doesn't want to watch that movie because she's so used to the trouble. She's so used to the show that she doesn't
watch that thing. Just look at a picture if you have to.
I like the actor who played him in that Hulk movie. I like the actor.
Rex Smith. Yeah, I mean, he was at least kind of a slender fellow.
Yeah.
In the black costume, the first ever appearance of the black costume.
Whatever.
Which Frank Miller stole later.
Which he stole. He literally stole that costume, yeah. All right, so Elektra's in trouble. Her dad's in trouble. He comes to save her. Now, this is actually a lot of unfortunate things happen here. This was actually done pretty good. So, okay, so he knows that there's problems going on. Daredevil's like, okay, he puts the mask on. He jumps. We can see the beginnings of Daredevil. He jumps. He grabs a flagpole, right? Comes upstairs, takes out the bad guys. And now it's been established that there's like cops out there. There is snipers out there trying to handle the situation, but there's hostages. So Daredevil breaks in, beats some of these guys up, beats this guy up. Elektra comes in. That's her father right there, if you can see my mouse circling. She does a couple of kicks. Daredevil does the prune, like he does that bouncing billy club thing, which is really cool. This guy actually falls out the window. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah. And then remember, he's not Daredevil yet. He's Matt.
Right.
Yeah.
So Daredevil, by accident, clearly says he didn't mean to do this. The guy falls out the window, and the problem is that the cops think they don't know that that's not one of the hostages. So they're like, holy shit, they're killing the hostages.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, take the shot because they're just killing the hostages anyways. We've got to take the shot. But they take the shot, and the thing is, the problem is Elektra's dad is there, so he actually gets nailed. And now she's like horrified by that, and that kind of changes her. And then she goes onto the path of being a bounty hunter. Dun dun dun. Stiltman. I saw Stiltman. I need a more. I love Stiltman.
Yay, Stiltman.
Stiltman for life. Honestly, I think Daredevil comic has a lot more adventures. Sure, director's cut has more pages, but the original is way better. Oh, for the you mean for the original movie, like the movie versus? A bit cheesy for such an intense moment. Well, it's still comics. It's going to get pretty serious pretty fast though. Like Bullseye's insane in the next issue.
Yeah.
He's literally insane. He's basically like it's basically Michael Myers in the next next one. All right, so she's upset. Hey, she's off color here. She's on blue here. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, she's feeling
blue. Oh, Sean. This is poor Elektra. Poor Elektra. Your father died? Oh.
Walk it off, man.
Walk it the hell off.
Walk it off, son. Walk it off.
When Captain America.
When you get killed, walk it off.
Oh, dude. Okay, so but the thing with Clobby with that is that Sean and I, and then our buddy Skullman, that's a Skullman saying, and he would always say walk it off. And then I've adopted that, and we kind of adopted that into our speech. So when Captain America said that, we literally like, yeah, because it meant so much. we always said funny stuff like that too. Like we'd be like, it's like, oh, if you broke your leg, well, walk it off. It's fine. It's like, so when he said walk it off, I was like, yeah, I can't believe he said it. It's so good. Anything Captain America does, for me, as soon as Captain America's dead or whatever, the MCU is done. Yeah. The second Captain America is no longer in it, the entire thing for me just fell apart. He's the only character that I truly loved, where I really like Falcon a lot too, till Winter Soldier and Falcon came out. But Captain America was just so amazing that the second they're like, oh, he's not going to be in it anymore, my heart wasn't in it at all. I love Doctor Strange, he's a cool character. Benedict Cumberbatch is like super cool. But I don't know, my heart wasn't in it anymore.
Maybe our next Friday night saga should be the Stern Burn Cap run. It's short. It's short, and we can do it quick, and that's really good run.
Maybe we can do that. And I've got all the Captain Americas on. Actually, Captain America, I actually bought a CD.
Yeah.
Remember CDs?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Marvel put the CD out.
A lot of stuff out.
Yeah, it was Captain America 1 to like 500 or not 1.
Whatever it was back, like whatever it was currently at the time.
Yeah. It would have been... It would have been Tales of Suspense issue, whatever. And then from that point on, not Golden Age Cap, not Joe and not Jack and Joe or whatever. But whatever, Tales of Suspense, whatever number to whatever was out. So it's probably like 500 or something. I don't know what Captain issue was out at that time.
But they did that for like Hulk and everything else, not understanding that if you put PDFs on a CD like that, people just lift it off and keep it forever.
Which is what I did.
And then they stopped doing that. They're like, oh, shoot. Like, they didn't understand technology or something.
All right, so there's your memory with Elektra leaving him. Matt was upset. Now he wakes up. And he's like, now she could have killed him. She didn't, blah, blah, blah. So he knows it's her. She doesn't know it's him at this point. Now we've got to... who's this, Mr. Slaughter, and she's captured this guy to get information. Call your boss, and talk a good game. Blah blah blah. And he's like, So then Daredevil is following the guy, scoops him up. Daredevil thing. And I love the idea that he's like, okay, well, I'm going to drop you. And then he's like, you know what, Daredevil? I'm going to call that bluff because you don't kill anybody. So I know you're not going to kill anybody. He's like, okay. So he drops him and then scoops him up. He's like, well, I can just keep doing this then. Right. Like basically Daredevil could miss. It's like, I could drop you and then, oops, I didn't, I accidentally, just by accident, just by accident. I have some right here. There's a lot of accidents here today. That's
accidents,
That's one of my favorite skits. Just by accident, there's a lot of. I could just do a commentary on that entire skit. All right. Okay, so Elektra comes down. So they basically set a trap for her, or they're waiting for her, right? I can't remember the exact details of. She comes down and it's like way more guys than she bargained for, but she's fighting her way. And I don't know if this was intentional, but she fights like Daredevil. It's the same poses and movements.
Yeah.
Like this is a Daredevil.
I don't know. I think it was because remember they were both trained by Stick.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Well,
and the thing is
I can't remember if Stick trained her in this comic. I know in the TV show he did.
I'm not sure either.
I read this. I'm not sure, but it might be because who else would have trained her? She had some martial arts training as a kid, she said, but not like this.
No, not enough to take on all these bad guys at once. But yeah, she's kicking ass here. Now they did tag her, so it's a dart. And it's like, whoa. So she's knocked out. But then here comes the big lights. And then whoosh, here comes Daredevil jumping out, doing a super kick. Now he's kicking the crap out of these guys, throwing them in the ocean. Don't move, Daredevil. Stay precisely where you are, or we're going to shoot her. This is so cool. So this is awesome. He turns around. And he's like, okay, I know this guy's going to take a shot at me This is the one time where the thought bubbles really actually mattered, because you're like, okay, like like a lot of these times, there's like, why do I need to read this? But it's like Daredevil's thinking like, okay, I'm going to turn around. I know he's going to try to take a shot. I've got one chance to kind of throw, and I have to hope that Elektra is like I don't know, conscious enough or savvy enough to like kind of see what's happening and react. And he says, what's the where's the it's Elektra, her memory. So he throws, and now he, because of the olive oil comment, he's basically revealing himself, but like he's hoping that that's gonna like trigger her reflexes, I guess, and do her thing. It's all done very quickly too. Like, okay, so it's like he's about to hit the trigger. This is all good here. He's holding her up. Okay, he's about to pull the trigger. This is his chance. Throws it, because now the gun is not pointed at her, it's pointed at him, and Daredevil knows this because he can sense the guy's heart beating, that he's going to try to take a shot at him. The heart changes a beat. He throws the baton, and then she immediately reacts. He says, hit him low, whoosh, bends down, hits him. He like, again, ricochets the thing. Really cool. She's like, Matt, it's you. They kiss, and he's like, well, I got the guy, and there you go.
That's it. My story's done.
That's it. I mean, this was crazy. Shit gets real, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's coming up. Yep. And she was trained by Stick in the Comics, yeah. So at this point, though, what I'm saying is that I'm not sure if Frank Miller had thought this through, or he was going to have that, but they're fighting the same. So even a regular person can notice that. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's just been so long since I forgot it was them explaining how Stick trained her and stuff. I forget the exactly circumstances, but yeah. And man, this issue here, boy.
Oh my God, how many Daredevils are there? He's killed so many Daredevils in this issue.
Yeah.
All right, this is number 169. Is it the same people? Clobby, still the same credits?
All right, let's see. Up in here, it is, of course, Daredevil volume only, number 169, release date, December 2nd, 1980. I think they got that wrong. Oh, yeah, it was 80, sorry. Okay, yeah, they got that right. I'm garbage. Right, cover, of course, Frank Miller and Klaus Janson. Yes, all the same, except, well, not all the same. Frank Miller on writer and penciler, Klaus Janson inker. The colorist this time is Glenn S. Ween. Joe Rosen, the letterer, and of course, Denny O'Neil and Mark Grunwald are the editors.
Picasso, yeah. So the Legion. Thank you. That's the Legion symbol. I'm glad I named them. I because I didn't realize that the name, like on StreamYard, I don't see this symbol. I actually see what I named it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good thing I didn't name it like, stupid icon 1, stupid icon 2 or something. All right. Daredevil, the man without fear. Hey, who presented this comic? I'm just joking. We're not going to start that. I'm sorry.
I can't remember.
Good evening, New York. Good evening, New York, with Tom Snide.
Oh my God! So, are you familiar? You wouldn't be. Not. I don't think you know who they're lampooning here. You might, but you may not. You're actually. There's no way you would be old enough, even if you were from the States.
Oh, John Snyder.
Yeah, you know who Tom Snyder is?
Tom Snyder. Yeah. I watched him when he was like very old, but yeah.
Yes, he was a big name in the. He was on national late night television on NBC in the 70s and 80s. On Tom Snyder, the guy talks like this.
I know him. I know who you're talking about. Yep.
He's always laughing like that.
And Dan Aykroyd did a good impression of. So that's my question. That's what I think. And what do you think about that, sir? Tom Snyder. Of course, Miller did that all the time. He did it with Snyder, with Tom Snyder. He did when Letterman was in Dark Knight. Later did David Endicrin show, so the David Letterman show.
Yeah. Right.
Oh dear, Tom Snyder. Oh, sure. So you're a blind lawyer who happens to be a superhero. Is that right, sir? Yes. Would you like to smoke? Oh, no.
I love the smoking. This just in, Bullseye's been let loose. See you later. Matt has zero respect for live television. I'm telling you, that's very unprofessional.
Yep. It just boom, he's gone.
Gone.
Well, I can't believe it, sir. Even though you look nothing like Tom Snyder, by the way.
What the heck? This guy's gone. This guy's
He
bullshit.
made Letterman look like Letterman.
Yeah. Whenever people are like, "Oh, let's cast this movie," it's like, "Well, David Letterman should play this guy."
Yes. Yeah. Now, this is a great 2-pager that he did with all the Christmas scene with all the Daredevils and stuff. That's just really, again, at that time, it's just you didn't see that in comics. Anything that inventive or anything like that. It was just truly beautiful work.
Yeah. Yes, the red suit. This comic suit. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
The show's
Oh yeah,
suit
yeah.
The show's suit is too burgundy for me. I wish it was just red.
Yeah.
Yeah. It needs
no
less in it. The black. I mean, it's better than the one he had before it when it was not a suit at all. But I'll take it. But I'm with you there too. It's I don't know what has to have the black bits in it.
Yeah, just have it all red.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want like burgundy red. Like, I want red.
No, I want red.
I would take dark red dark red, but the way they did it, it's so it's almost brown. Like, it's so dark that it's almost brown.
Yeah, sucks.
But the silhouette of it looks good, like the horns and stuff like that. All
it was enough because they made me starve for it for a whole season to see him running around. And you notice, as great as the first season is, which is terrific. Yeah. One thing in the second and even in the third season is they I know it's a little thing. It's just little things like this. They actually say the word Daredevil a lot more.
Yeah, I know. I like that better.
They only said it one time at the end of this first season. Picky, I get you. Yeah. The fact that they were just, he's called. I mean, I don't mind once in a while when they say that Devil of Hell's Kitchen.
Right.
It's Daredevil.
I know.
Say the name.
It's like Arrow and Green Arrow in that show.
Oh, yeah.
They finally said Green Arrow after like 5 seasons or something.
Yeah.
They finally said it. And I was like, wow, finally.
Yeah.
But I did like it because in the beginning of Green Arrow, I even call the show Green Arrow. In Arrow, he always says he's like, I'm Oliver Queen. So he always explains every season, like the intro is like what happened, and then at the end he goes, but I learned that I had to become something else. I had to become the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool. So that's kind of neat. Like,
well, yeah.
And they say Green Arrow, and he uses green arrows, and he doesn't kill and all that. So, it took a lot of seasons to get to that.
I know, God.
But when they did get to it, he looked pretty badass. Yeah. When it was like the real Green Arrow, that was awesome.
Cool.
Okay, so this is from Bullseye's perspective. He's literally insane. He sees Daredevil everywhere, so every person has become Daredevil. And then he just goes mad. And he's like he just kills everybody. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, he's just whacking people on the street there.
Yeah.
I use that all the time. You have failed the city. I use that at my work. When someone makes a mistake or sends an email that's dumb, I'm like, you have failed the city. And people now know what it is because I've had to explain it to them. But anyway. So yeah, Bullseye's becomes a serial killer. I mean, he already was.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's like
nuts.
He's nuts. She's like, I gotta get out of here. I just want to pick up some peas, and now I gotta run.
A nutter.
He's the nutter. Uh-oh. The tailor's place is closed. And then this guy comes to get a suit. Hey, I'm trying to pick up my suit here. I got a date I gotta go on.
So this guy's good at making supervillain suits.
Yeah. I have returned. I have risen.
I guess in the Marvel New York guys, supervillains probably approach those guys all the time. Say, can you make me a supervillain suit?
Yeah. And he's just like losing his mind. So they do explain what's going on too. He's got a tumor.
Tumor.
It's not a tumor. It is a tumor. It is a tumor.
Toma.
And Daredevil's he's drinking like some hot cocoa or something.
Yeah, hot cocoa. I'll go with that.
I'll go with that. Yeah, some cocoa. She's like, you have to understand, Mr. Mr. Daredevil, that he's got a tumor and he's behaving crazy. Well, that doesn't make any damn sense, woman. I don't give a shit if he's got a tumor or not.
Yeah,
that son of a bitch killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I can't kill him. I've got to save him. I'm a superhero in this comic.
Yeah. I guess.
And then let's watch the Maltese Falcon. Do. It's like, all right. It's like let's go to the theater and watch the Maltese Falcon. I love there's these film nerds here. I believe that the Maltese Falcon was much better than.
It's just
it's like, I guess this screen is drawn, like with the credits and stuff. It's not like the actual still superimposed with some schmutz on it or something like that.
Yeah, I think they drew it.
It's
like they replicated it pretty good.
Yeah.
I own this one on DVD, of course.
Maltese Falcon,
yeah. But yeah, you got the Ebert, the Siskel and Ebert guys. This bogey sure knows how to handle them women. Yeah.
Well, I don't think they would have said that, but yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think they would have said that at all. And I've watched every episode of Siskel and Ebert. They're all on YouTube. I went back and rewatched all of them. I literally watched them.
Wow. Every now and then they pop up my feed. I watch them too. I watch it. It's so much fun. I miss that show.
My favorite is Friday the 13th Part 4, where he's like, "This reprehensible piece of garbage was #1 this week," and I was like, I was like, this is hilarious, and I'm like, I don't think Ebert liked this one as much as I love
their reviews of filthy horror films of the 80s.
I'll tell you honestly, they were wrong on all of them. They're all masterpieces.
Spot on. That's the only reason I still watch. They were wrong about a lot of stuff, but those they were right about. Okay, they weren't right they were overboard, like thinking it was really turning people into psychos.
Yeah, it wasn't at all.
But that's what they just say they're really bad and shouldn't be made and stuff. Should be allowed to be made, yes, but they're terrible movies.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna I'll give you the Terrifier. Where's my Terrifier? Hello. Here you go. I don't think Clobberin Times would. I think Terrifier 2, you probably wouldn't make 3. I don't even think. I think the first 3 minutes you'd be done. It literally starts off with what you would consider the most violent and grotesque murder you've ever seen, and then it's 5 times worse than that.
I might just go to sleep.
All right,
like fall asleep there.
So he went to go see the Maltese Falcon, and he just goes mad and starts people. If people are talking in the theater, I'd beat them up too. So he starts beating up these guys.
Everyone always wanted to see this in a movie theater, like somebody just
kicking.
Because they did it. I mean, God, they do it now, but they used to do it way worse in the 80s. Seems like talking in the freaking theater.
Oh, I've destroyed people, and Sean has been witness to. Sean has been witness to a few of these, but not. Well, you weren't there for Dungeons and Dragons, were you?
No, I wasn't. I've heard the stories though. Yeah,
people were talking behind us, and I literally did like a 2-minute speech. I was like, can you guys shut the F up? You've been talking through this whole effing movie for like an hour. I didn't work my 8-hour shitty ass effing job to come watch this movie and listen to you assholes talk throughout the goddamn thing. It's like, if you say anything else, I'm going to literally kick the shit out of all you guys. And then literally the entire theater was dead silence for the rest of that movie.
I love it. Nice.
I actually kicked. The person in front of me had their cell phone on for the longest time. I kicked the back of their chair so hard that I kicked them out of the chair.
Oh, wow.
And then they turned back. They turned to look at me. I said, are you effing kidding me with your phone right now, buddy? And the guy was like, oh. And then him and his girlfriend got up and left. I'm like, see ya.
Good.
It's like, I don't do it anymore because now there's crazy people with guns and they might shoot somebody. Yeah. But in my heyday, when I didn't have a care in the world, I would I had one last one. The theater applauded for me. And when I left the theater, these 2 older ladies came up to me. They said, thank you, sir, for getting these people to shut up. I was like, this is it was a movie called Stigmata with what's her face. It was a good movie. It was so so the entire movie, so she keeps getting the stigmata. So that's the marks of Jesus, if for those who don't know. So you start getting, well, it depends on what you think, if it's the wrists or the palms.
Right.
Mostly they depict it with the palms. But so she was getting bloody palms. She was getting like kind of blood on her head from the crown. So she was getting all the effects of Jesus's torture, and you're trying to figure out why. So you're waiting the whole damn movie, and then they're finally going to explain what it is. And then these two guys start talking super loud, and they're like, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm missing the explanation. I literally missed the explanation. I had to buy the movie to then watch it to get the explanation of why this is happening.
The stigmata. I was like,
Stigmata, yeah. Anyway,
wow.
so they're talking, and I yelled down. I was like, shut the F up. Like I screamed it, right? And the theater applauded me. And then I got up and left, and people were like, oh, thank you so much. Two old ladies, and then one other random guy was like, oh, thank you. And it's like, thanks for stopping that shit, you know? And then the two others like, oh, thank you so much, sir. Those guys were really annoying and all that. So I was like, oh, you're welcome.
Wow.
So, no, we saw a movie with Owen. This is years ago, and in the audience, so we're way in the back, so we could catch the best vantage point. And somewhere in the audience, someone turned on their super bright cell phone, and J-Man's like, "Turn your cell phone off, please." And then the brightness just stops, and J-Man's like, "Thank you," and then Owen afterwards is like, holy shit, that was scary. He goes, I wanted to turn my cell phone on so I could turn it off. Like,
wow, okay. Okay, seriously, this is the last one. This was that was me being polite. The worst one ever was this guy Steve was there for this one. These two guys were talking behind us, whispering. And I was like, listen, I said, you guys better shut the F up right now. Right, and then they stopped for a couple of minutes. Then they started up again, and then I turned around. I said, "I was effing nice before, but I'm not going to do it now." I said, "You better." I said, "If you say one more effing word out of your mouth, I will come over and rip your face off." And I'm like, "Try me, buddy." And those guys, the guy's like, "Okay, man, relax." All right, that's it. No more.
Love it.
There's so many of these.
Bullseye.
Listen, I was a movie file. Like, if you're messing around the theater, you will be destroyed. It's like, I'm not here for this.
It's funny. I don't remember anybody talking in any movies lately in the past 20 years, but before, in the 80s, it used to happen a lot. Maybe people got down here, or maybe I go when there are like 5 people in the theater, so you can't tell.
But sound is a different thing now. It's like in the 80s, sound wasn't what it is now.
Yeah, it's so loud.
If you talked, you're drowning out the movie, you know.
True.
Yeah, Sean. Well, I always take the back corner. So we got the Dune tickets. We're actually getting the fan preview for Dune, so we're seeing it 5 or 6 days before anybody else. We're seeing it on the 25th, not on March 1st. So we're seeing it like a week ahead. Yeah. And I always take the back tickets because that means we're away from everybody. The sound's usually pretty good in the back because the speakers are up there, and nobody's really behind us, so you don't get too much. And if anyone talks and they're down away from us, and IMAX is like stadium seating, so we're like way high up. You don't really, it doesn't really affect it. It only matters if someone's right next to you talking. So usually that doesn't happen. Anyway, all right. So Daredevil is on the move here. And so Bullseye's beating everybody up in the theater. Daredevil's on the move, going on the wires and stuff. I know the show didn't do a lot of this, but you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So we got Heather. She's going, hey, taxi, you got a taxi here? Meanwhile, Bullseye's like literally killing everybody in the theater. And here comes Daredevil. You're sick. It's like, oh yeah. And then it's like a kick. He's got knives and stuff. I did say I will rip your face off. And I said, try me. And the guy's like, okay, I'm sorry. He's like, okay, man, relax. That was, and Steve came out. He's like, wow, that was really scary because I really lost my temper.
But that's like 100 pounds ago, right? So it's like,
oh yeah, nobody's messing with me. Yeah. I'm like 6 foot. I was like, I'm like 6. I'm like between 6 and 6'1", 300 pounds. It's like, yeah, go ahead, buddy. I will destroy you. Yeah, now it'll look much frailer.
At least you didn't threaten to piss at his popcorn or something.
No, I would just, ripping your face off. I believe if you talk through a movie, I'm allowed to peel your skin off your face. I think that's a fair. That's
But
fair.
let the punishment fit the crime.
Yeah. You could still function without a face. So
Yeah, faces are overrated.
they're overrated. Some people are getting beat up here, so he's fighting. This is again another just fight. Like we're going through these so quickly. It's just like,
I mean, his comics move. He's got a very, very cinematic quality with stories. I mean, I don't understand how Neil Adams told this guy he had no talent. I mean, yeah, the beauty of the comic, a lot of the background and everything is Klaus Janson. Let me be clear. Klaus Janson brings a great bit to the table in the terms of the visuals of this comic. Nevertheless, the layouts, the pencils, the movement, the cartooning, that's Miller.
yeah.
And it's both are substantial. It's such a good-looking, slick, good-looking book because of the finishes of Klaus Janson. But in terms of storytelling, cartooning, action, a cinematic feel to the action and stuff, being so beautiful at that is that's Miller, and it's amazing.
Yeah, so the two movie critic guys get taken hostage here. I love that they were unfazed.
Statler
There's
and Waldorf, yeah,
they're like, oh, I gotta watch the movie.
yeah.
Their life or yours, Daredevil. So he puts his weapon down and he did the he did the old Shaw Brothers trick of grabbing the thing.
Oh yeah.
And falls over. Here comes Spider-Man. Right from the old.
I always love it in comics when that swinging action you see right there. Like people just traveling like that. Nobody really does that except in comics and of course in the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
But I love it.
This is great.
Nobody, That one scene in Daredevil season 2 when he was in a hurry and he did it with the Billy Club one time. It was like an homage, I guess, where he flung it up there and did a nice swing and then he just detaches it by flipping his wrist and gets the one. I think we got one time in that series and it was great.
What'd you think of the Elodie Young? Is that her name? Who plays Elektra in the?
Yeah, she's tiny. I love her though. I think she does a good job. I mean, she doesn't have anything close to an Elektra outfit, but
I wish they would have. Yeah, she would have been awesome in the.
There's this really hot model that comes down here that lives down here and stuff. That was at a couple different cons. I mean, she's only like 18, 19 years old. She looks exactly like her costume is the perfect Elektra costume. It is to the detail that costume, and of course she's got the perfect look for it. She's gorgeous and tall. It's like, man, why can't Hollywood make the costume anywhere close to that?
Yeah. And he really shot the bed in that movie too. It's like, why not make her red?
There's no reason they can do it. They don't want to. Jamie,
what's going on?
Hey, Jamie.
Oh yeah, the frame to frame action is maxed out to awesome 1 million full. Yeah, I mean, like all of this stuff is good. The last issue was crazy. The Elektra here is just so cool. So she's coming to investigate. So this is again right out of the. The show is taking it right out of here. I just watched the episode where Elektra comes to his house, and then is kind of looking around. And when he doesn't know, hey, Classic Comics Legionnaire, Classic Comics is here.
Comics.
Got a video to finish. Check out Classic Comics video whenever that gets posted. Let me see if I can get the link up. Classic Comics. I should have your link. Oh, here it is right here. I didn't even need to. It's in my top viewed. There you go. Everyone subscribe to Classic Comics right there.
Please do. Yeah, absolutely. So this is again all great stuff. It's her finding out, kind of about Matt and not happy that he has a girlfriend. Woo.
He's got a girlfriend. Uh-oh. And the brown-eyed Elektra is not like, happy. What? Am I going to even post a poll? Do you Elektra or Heather? Like, no,
there's no contest.
No contest.
Yeah, the actress on the team, she's really sweet. She's hot. She's good looking. She does a good job.
She is skinny though. She's very skinny.
She's kind of skinny, but yeah, she's not, and she's really short too though.
Do you think?
Don't even try to make her look tall.
Yeah. Do you think Jennifer Garner was better?
I like her. She's beautiful. Yeah, but she's not really who I would think of as Elektra.
No.
Elektra should be more exotic.
Yeah.
I mean, that woman, Elodie Young, or however you say her name, does come closer to it. Not that you're wrong. She is kind of, it's kind of skinny, but I think she's lovely. She's got some new show that she does now.
Yeah, I don't think she'll come
Cleaning
back
lady.
as Elektra or whatever. Cleaning lady, yeah.
Not gonna bring
Well,
Elektra
her
back.
attitude was good, and she has like an accent, and like her hair was good. Like she
was. Yeah.
like yeah. So again, the attitude is there. So I
You
wish she
never know.
had Elektra, like not Jennifer Garner's own movie, the Elektra movie. She didn't have the headband, but everything else looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't give the bandana to Elodie either. Like, I don't understand, why is the bandana make them like, why are they scared of the bandana? I don't understand. It's like,
I have
what
no
Jennifer
idea.
Garner is Jennifer Garner going to look like an idiot with that on? Like, oh, she's not hot anymore
They're
because
afraid
she's
of
wearing
that.
that bandana.
They don't like that outfit, which is it's ridiculous. It's some Hollywood bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Hey, Bobby.
I mean, did you watch the Elektra movie with just Jennifer Garner?
You know what? I never sat through it. I never could get into it.
It's pretty awful.
Heard it was terrible.
But I bet you it's great now if you watch it, because there's so many awful movies.
Yeah. I mean, you probably watch it now and like, whatever.
Yeah. But she looked cool. She had the sigh, she had the red, she was full red, but she didn't have the bandana.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
So she looks hot. Don't get me wrong. I said, the other one's more like a exotic actress. Yeah.
Yeah. I may or may not have bought the poster for the Jennifer Garner Elektra movie.
Well, no shame in that. It's Jennifer Garner. She
did.
I did. Yeah. I may or may not. There's no evidence. You can't actually prove it, but
well, one would have to like break into your personal affairs to find it, right? To prove it in the court of law.
You have to prove it in a court of law. All right. So Elektra is leaving. There comes Heather in the back. And then, so now Daredevil basically is like explaining that, yeah, I didn't get, I'm not injured because I caught it. Meanwhile, Bullseye's got the two Siskel and Ebert guys as hostages, and Daredevil realized that one of the guys has a coughing problem, so he can kind of try to like. This is kind of cool. There's a little bit more detective work here because Daredevil still is a lawyer.
Yeah.
And he's a smart guy, so he's actually figuring out like, how can I use my powers in connection to finding these guys? He's like, okay, well, this guy had a cough, right? Like, I could maybe try to listen for the cough, and then he's trying to figure out like what meds, like what kind of medication would the guy be taking. And again, his senses are super heightened. I don't think they ever gave an actual. Like, did they say, 5 kilometers or something? Like I think in the previous issue, I think he had said something like, I can, like when he's talking to Elektra, he says, I can hear a heartbeat like a kilometer away or something. Or I don't remember what it was exactly, but I don't think they ever defined it. I always used to go to those Marvel cards. Sean knows. Right. You'd go to the back and you'd be like, what's the power? Like, what's the,
the power ratings,
ratings and stuff like what so this is just goofy. Daredevil's having some fun here. It's like, what's going on here, officer? Oh, nothing. This is like, okay. So he's searching. So he's listening in the city. Somewhere there's a screeching car. Somewhere there's some honking. Somewhere there's like some music playing. There's an alarm clock going off. Teapot. Previously on Survivor. No. Plink, plink, plink. There's some water dripping. So, cough. Boom. Got it. And then it's like, where Bullseye smokes, which they mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Where was that? I remember there was a great shot of him smoking. Oh no, that's the next issue.
Yeah.
All right, so cough, cough, cough. He smiles. All right, cough, cough. So now that's the guy coughing. I told you, quit that coughing. I sympathize with this guy. As I cough, I've got like the 100-day cough or whatever. Yeah. So it's like, okay, you're crazy. You gone crazy. Here comes Daredevil. Smashes through. It's like, oh man, that's awesome. Hurricane Rana.
Yeah.
Throws him down. Whoa, flipping over the stairs. Here's like a cool, jumping over stuff, parkour. Jumping on the railways. There's a kick. He gets kicked here, punches, doing the headlock here, put him to sleep, sleeper hold, trying to crush his head. I mean, this entire fight is wicked. Like, let's, give people a chance to look at this a bit. Hold on. So yeah, flipping him, crashes through down the stairs, down through the stairs here. Now he hops over, is going even lower, going lower into the subways. Got some graffiti here too.
Could you make out any of it?
Yeah, one says like Carol, Eno, something. One says Lennon. Something go home.
Yeah, Carol beat.
Oh, Yoko go home. Oh my God! It's like all Beatles stuff.
Oh.
So I guess he wasn't a fan of Yoko.
Oh, yeah, no, he probably wasn't. Who is? Who was or is a fan of Yoko? No.
Who is the better stick, Scott Glenn or Terrence Stamp? Terrence Stamp is Zod.
No.
When I saw that stick, I was like, why is Zod stick?
Scott Glenn was brilliant.
Scott Glenn was friggin' awesome.
I got a buddy of mine when we were reviewing that show when it first came on. He said he couldn't look at Scott Glenn and not get into Willies. It made him creeped him out to look at him. He is he's creepy as shit in that show.
Yeah, he's great. All right, so continuing on the fight in the subway.
Nice fight again. Great action, but just an all-out fight between two skilled fighters. But Daredevil's clearly the better fighter.
Yeah.
Bullseye uses stupid gimmicks and stuff. Although it's amazing with anything can be a weapon.
Yeah, anything can be a weapon.
Daredevil just a lot tougher. You deserve to die, Bullseye. You just kill again. I hate you.
Yeah.
Well, Elektra can hold her own, so Elektra is good to team up with him. Or Black Widow and any of those kind of characters. Yep, so now is the dilemma. I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty hurt. I don't know if I can rescue Bullseye. Should I just let him get hit and be done with it? And
would have saved a lot of lives, but
would have saved a lot of lives,
including
including someone who was introduced earlier. No, okay, but she'll come back. It's fine, man. It's like Chucky in part 4 says this. He's like, "I'll be back. I always come back." And he did. Oh man, I haven't watched Chucky season 3.
Oh,
Has that come up for pre-order yet? I gotta pre-order that sucker. My Conan and Conan Destroyer 4K is coming.
Show?
Yeah,
there's 3.
But why?
Because it's Chucky and he's awesome. And he needs
even if you were, as you say, awesome, does there need to be a TV show?
Yes, there needs to be as many awesome Chucky things as possible.
That show is good though.
It actually is very good. It's actually quite good, which is a bit shocking. We thought, this won't be that great, but it was actually pretty good. They're short seasons too.
I've heard Tom talk about it, but I don't know if I haven't watched it.
Yeah, did Tom like it or?
He's a big fan of Chucky in general. He said he had some problems with the first season, some wokey stuff, but he says he still watches. I think he likes it. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's good. And I actually think the first season did the woke stuff right, where they had a lot of things in there. They had a lot of like diversity, but it was actually good. Like the characters were actually very good. So you're like, this is really good. And it was literally I hate when people say literally, but it was probably the best relationship that I've ever seen with like a gay couple that I've ever seen on any show. I'm trying to think because you actually cared about the characters. They were characters first. And then when they brought the two characters together, you're like, oh, this actually makes sense and is actually pretty good. So, I mean, it's crazy that this is coming from a Chucky TV series, which is like, why, you know, they actually made characters. It is super violent, so you're not going to, anyway. So they, Daredevil saves them, of course, because, you know, he's a good,
he's Daredevil.
He's Daredevil. He's a good Catholic. I'm not God. I like the Netflix show. They did. This issue's from 1980. John Lennon might have still been alive when Miller wrote this. Yeah, man, I'm not a Beatles person. I don't know anything about the Beatles.
I'm a Beatles fan, and I think John was. This was right around the time he was killed, but a little before it.
Yeah, my mom's got all 4 Beatles autographed on one picture.
Wow.
Yep. From way back then. She used to get autographs like crazy. I've got Roger Moore, like all the classic stars, like Doris Day. God, I don't know. It's in her collection's like bloody insane. We're trying to figure out which ones are authentic and which ones are from just the studio sending out autographs, and even from then, which ones are authentic. So she gave me the Roger Moore one because I'm like, well, I need Roger Moore from my shelf, my James Bond shelf. So she gave me that one, and she's keeping the other ones. I said, well, we'll have to go through and try to like piece together which ones are authentic, because to have all 4 Beatles on one is really
crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy or something. Yeah,
we do. We actually just talked about it. We actually just talked about this last week again, and I took a picture of it to try to see like if we can authenticate them. Because it's actually done with pen, so it's actually, you could see the indents on the photo.
You could see the strokes and like
and if you flip it around, you can see that it's poked. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
or that
Daredevil saves him.
When Lennon was assassinated, this comic was came out right around the same time he was assassinated. So in other words, it was produced before he was dead.
Yeah, so there's always this thing of the cover date versus the actual date versus when this was actually
the release
written.
Date is
right?
December 1980.
Release date, but then it was
cover date's March 1981, but it was released December 2nd.
Right, and it was written 2 months
before that.
Like a few months before that, right? So
way before John was assassinated. Yeah. In fact, this came out a week or two, right around the same week he was assassinated. This was like early in December.
Okay, so then it would have been.
I was watching Monday Night Football when it was announced in the middle of Monday Night Football.
Wow. So that probably means it was like 5 months prior, you think, or is that
written?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
At least that.
We've solved the mystery, I suppose. All right, so Daredevil doesn't kill Bullseye because he's a superhero, and therefore
Nick doesn't care for that too much.
No, he's like, oh, you should have killed that guy. It's like, it's on you. I don't believe that it's on you.
I don't either.
At all. You know, there was a Captain America comic, or I think it was Captain America. This is, you know, the whole thing of like, I think it was Captain America, and there was some sort of problem that was happening. Was it a movie or comic? I don't know. You guys can try to remind me if you know. I'm pretty sure it's Captain America. I think it was a comic though. He's trying to stop something. I don't know what he's trying to stop. Let's just say there's going to be a bombing and they're going to blow up a building or something. So he's going to stop this bomb, and on the way there's a crime happening like on the street while he's like passing by. And it's like, you know, I don't know, someone's getting beat up or killed or something or whatever, right? So he stops to save that person. In the meantime, he's now wasted time to get to where he needs to get to stop the bomb. And the reasoning was given was that he's like, look, I know that I could stop this crime right now, and I'm right here. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to be too late to get to the building. I don't know if there's another hero who's already on the way there. I don't know if the bomb won't even go off or it was a false alarm or what. You know, I go, so I can only stop what is in front of me now. Like I if I leave this, then I'm, you know, I can stop it. So I'm going to stop that as opposed to trying to go for the bigger thing. I kind of like that attitude. Like,
yeah,
I thought that was kind of like, because he's like, I know I can stop this, so I will, right? Whereas, if I get to that building, maybe I can't stop it anyway, and then I let this guy die.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was like a good way to look at it. Like, he can kill Bullseye right there, but now he's killing Bullseye. I don't think you can pile on Bullseye's murders after this and say, well, you should have just killed him right there. It's like, okay, but
No, his
because you can see that for anybody.
Right. The murders are on the son of a bitch that does it.
Yeah. Like, we're not doing Minority Report or whatever, where it's like the crime happens before they arrest you before you do the thing or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we have Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, volume only, number 170.
Yeah.
Release date, February 3rd, 1981. Cover date, May 1981. Of course, the art on the cover is by Frank Miller and Klaus Janson. Story, Frank Miller. Pencils, Frank Miller. Inks, Klaus Janson. Colors, Glynis Ween. Letters, Joe Rosen. And editors, Denny O'Neil and Mark Grunwald. One notable thing about this issue is another contribution to the Frank Miller made. He never gets anything for. This is the first time we know the name of the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk.
Wow.
Named by Frank Miller.
I'm completely stunned.
Gets no credit.
Yeah, I never thought that because he was in Spider-Man, and he's even in the solo cartoon in 1981 a lot.
Oh yeah,
and I didn't realize that they never named him Wilson Fisk.
No,
wow, I'm completely blown away right now. I'm stunned. I did not know that. Wow, that's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Well, then this entire this entire Kingpin, everything that's said and done is literally season 1 Netflix. I mean, Netflix needs to start every episode by saying, hi,
Frank
I'm
Miller.
The show, I work from Netflix. The show you're about to see is inspired by Frank Miller. Everything cool about this show was borrowed from Frank Miller's amazing run of Daredevil. Please go and buy whatever collected editions you can of this amazing run of Daredevil, because that's what this show is about. Like, they literally need to say this. Like this is crazy.
They don't even acknowledge it. I mean, even if you look at all these the Disney shows and all these other ones, there's at least in the back of the credits, acknowledgement of the works of, and they have like a whole list of different names who worked on different comics that they've stolen the work of.
Yeah.
They don't even do that. They mentioned Stan Lee and Bill Everett. And then when they did the Defenders, there was a big list in the opening credits of people of the creators of the various characters.
Yeah.
And they didn't get anything either, but they got their names there. There is Frank Miller's name, to my knowledge. I could go back and check again.
I'm going to look for it, but I don't see it.
It's nowhere to be found.
No.
When everything this show is, all 3 seasons of it, you stole from him. Now, there may be some stuff they took from some other writers here and there, which, yes, is true. But even though all those writers also took it from Miller.
Right. So it's still, all roads lead back to Frank Miller.
If you're stealing something from Ann Nocenti or some of the other writers, then you're also stealing from Frank Miller.
Yeah, because all right, let's so RR, thank you so much for the super chat once more. I'll give you another. RR. I'll give you a. Let me give you a cheers from, and that scene stops before it gets too funky. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's take a look here. Villains blame heroes for their crimes. Their blood is on your hands. Yes, it's an old trope. Yep. The Joker is the king of that, but it's BS fake argument 100%. Yeah, I agree. You commit the crimes. That's it. It's on you. You can't blame anyone. And I don't even think the heroes should blame themselves.
You ever see that episode of Star Trek The Next Generation called The Most Toys? Well,
I've seen every episode a few times, so yeah.
Well, the guy's got Data there, and Data, he tells him that he says, if you don't do this, I'm going to shoot this woman or whatever. And he's holding the gun on this woman. If he doesn't do it, he says, and it'll be your fault. He said, actually, it'll be your fault. You're the one shooting her. Yes, but I'm telling you, and he kept trying to talk them into that logic. Like, if you don't do this, I'm going to shoot her. and it will be your fault. And Data's buying it because Data's told logic. But no, it'll be your fault. You're the one pulling the trigger.
Yeah, you shot the person, so you are to blame.
Yeah.
So there's no there's no blaming someone else. Oh, if you, I know, I don't get that. It's like it is an old trope, and like I don't even like when the heroes think it themselves. Like there should be someone saying, no, it's not your fault. You know.
Well, it's the old Peter Parker blaming himself.
Yeah.
For there's no way Peter Parker could know that guy is going to go back and go break into his house. What are the odds?
Yeah,
right.
If you let the criminal run by you, he blames himself for not doing the right thing.
Yeah,
and he should do the right thing, but we're not. This is the case that we're not talking about killing somebody.
Yeah,
so it's kind of it's a little different. He's got the power to stop it. A guy doing something wrong, and that's one thing. But still, Daredevil's situation here is a cop saying you should have killed the sumbitch or let him die or whatever.
Right.
And Daredevil thinks, no, you can't do that. I'm not God.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks, RR. I appreciate that. That's two tonight. That's great. We really appreciate it.
Yes, indeed.
This is funny though. I did notice as it curves around his head. Did you see that? The corner box.
Oh yeah. I wanted to say too, I didn't realize that, but how many corner boxes did the characters jump out of? I don't really remember that much.
No,
not usually. Miller might be the first one to do that.
Yeah.
My God, Miller's the first one to do everything.
I love those corner box shirts. So they don't make them anymore. I was trying to. They used to make a couple for a while.
I got one of them, but you can find them. I will find them because I had a bunch. I had Fantastic Four. I had X-Men. I still have Dark Phoenix. I will find them, and when I will find it and I will send you because I ordered a hell of a lot of those. I will find it and send it to you.
Oh, I love those. Not that I need any more shirts. I just ordered one from our buddies.
This is before they bought Kingpin for Spider. No, so Kingpin was a Spider-Man villain.
Staple villain. Spider-Man baddie.
Yeah, and Frank said, "Can I take him for Daredevil?" And they said, "Yeah."
Yeah, he pretty much said, "Yeah, what the hell? We're not using it." They did. I mean, I remember they were using him fairly regularly for Spidey, and then they weren't.
Could not be reached. What's going on, brother? Kingpin has been surrounded before this. He was being used. Yeah, Miller got him over to DD. All right.
Could not be reached.
So we're Daredevil's running. He's always in action mode. I love this guy who's like, "Oh, you wanna take a race here with me?" And it's and then he starts running up the wall. He's like, "Well, I guess not. I guess that's not."
I guess you beat me already. Yeah.
And he's like, "I'll be." And Daredevil's doing jumping, and then he just flies and falling. And
I mentioned that Daredevil's awesome. He's just awesome. He's the greatest.
Yeah, he is awesome. I love this guy. He's like, "Whoa!" It's like he's pretty showy. It's like, good job, buddy. Josie's and the Pussycats.
They kept using that. Again, another thing in the TV show, Josie's.
Yeah, Josie's. That's okay. They didn't steal everything.
I'm gonna Frank watch that show.
He probably watch it and be like, "What the hell is that?" But he's like, "Why is my name?" Yeah,
he's not popular because he pissed off a bunch of idiots with a certain comic he did.
Yeah. Now, so back at Josie's here, which is, hey, let's talk. It's like, hey, Turk. It's like, oh man, not Turk again. He just literally starts running off. He jumps through the window to escape.
That guy, now Turk does predate Daredevil, Miller, but that guy that plays Turk on the TV show is pretty cool. I always he kept popping up on those Marvel shows. I like that guy.
Yeah, he's great. He jumps out, steals a cab. Daredevil just calmly walks out. This guy's like, "That guy stole my cab." He's like, "Well, your muffler sucks, buddy, so you should get that fixed." And he does. This is a great shot, swinging around and then falling down and right through the glass into his face.
Is it weird that I'm hearing the Daredevil theme song while we're doing this?
Yeah, no.
I love those opening credits, and now it's you get stuck inside your head after a while.
Those are good.
Beautiful.
It's like, shoot. It's like the Kingpin. What? The Kingpin? That lousy, no good. He's gone. He's left the city. He's not here. He's like the city, but he's coming back. All right, here's Kingpin.
This is a great scene, man. This is. He's a lot bigger than in the comic, obviously, almost like a mutant. And he can slug it out with Spider-Man.
Yeah, so Kingpin is like fighting all these guys off in his practice sessions. More fighting, just to show that he can also fight. And it's like, I don't think. I mean, I'm learning so much. I didn't even know he was called Wilson Fisk. But this is the. I don't want to say it like. How can I say this? Is this the first time we've seen him without his shirt? Like, because it seems to me that like
I don't know.
Kingpin wasn't this muscular before this. Like, it felt like he was just.
I remember in early Spider-Man comics, they explained that like he looks tubby and he doesn't have shape to him,
but
but
it's pure muscle, like Blob.
Yeah,
not the Blob. Blob's blobby, but it's pure muscle.
It's pure muscle, but he just looks like a fat guy.
Tubby, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just mass. I mean, he couldn't fight the Hulk or anything, I'm sure, but I tell you what, he punches. I mean, he hits Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and Spider-Man can throw him, but even Spidey has some trouble with it.
All right, well, here we go. It's like, and he could fight too. Like, I don't know. I don't ever remember seeing him this like as a fighter before, prior to any of these comics. So this guy calls him Kingpin. This is right. Like, the show has taken this big time. You're not allowed to say Kingpin in the show. You're supposed to say Wilson Fisk. And then he says...
The show went backwards, though, because he was Wilson Fisk. Then later in the third season is when he becomes Kingpin, quote unquote, second season and third when he becomes Kingpin. But yeah.
So here it's like, no, don't call me that. And it's like, and then he slams this guy. And then Vanessa, here comes Vanessa, as we know.
Yeah.
Facts. That's funny. Yeah, the dad bod.
And then Echo, what's her face, wants to become Queenpin, which always makes me laugh because it doesn't even make sense to the symbolism of the word. It's like, did call yourself something else then? Like a king is the pin in the in bowling. And it's like, what's a queen pin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's been around since 1967, so I mean,
yeah. So nobody watched Echo. You're the only one, Sean.
I didn't even watch it. I just know that.
Oh, you didn't watch it all? Okay.
No, I didn't watch Echo. What the hell did I do that to myself for?
Wow.
Exactly.
I watched that Revolution show before I watched freaking Echo.
Yeah, I watched the second episode. I'll finish it up.
Yeah.
Really? Will you? Will you though?
Yeah, I'll finish
He's
it.
a He-Man guy.
I'm a He-Man. I'm a He-Maner.
Yeah. J-Man, that's where it comes from.
That's where it comes from. With my crack, like the He-Man crack. Does he get cracked in the cartoon?
No. What do you mean cracked? What do you mean? Oh no, he has the thing, but he has a special one that Andra made him. So
it doesn't get cracked like the way I did.
It doesn't get cracked. No, not that I don't remember, but yeah.
Didn't they? It's my imagination, but I'm surprised they hadn't tried to just go ahead and come out and say that Fisk is a mutant.
Yeah.
People have talked like that before, but I think they were just like saying it because he's so made of. And if you look him up if you even go to like the database, they talk about he's made of pure muscle and he's very strong and all this stuff.
Is he stronger than Captain America? I'd have to look at the old cards and the Marvel Universe, but I thought he was just. It's plausible that a man that size, of it all being all muscle, would be just very strong. It's not.
I think he might be a mutant. I mean, in other words, it's credible for him to be a mutant, like a classic comics just says.
Right. Well, I watch sumo wrestling. I've been watching sumo wrestling for 10 years.
He's like a sumo wrestler, yeah, but he's way bigger than
that. They've got a lot of like blubbery, like but their legs are like pure muscle. Like they can like do the splits, right? Like they're like, and like it's like some of the guys are super compact, and you're just like it's almost like Kingpin is almost like a bit more muscular sumo wrestler, and nobody can take them down. Like I've seen MMA guys, they can't even move this. They can't even move they're called rikishi, the sumo wrestlers. They can't even move them. It's like you can't like. So I don't know. Daredevil, Kingpin versus Daredevil in a fight is a good match. That's all they're just alluding to. Like Kingpin doesn't just get kicked in the head.
He kicked his ass in board again. He picked Daredevil's ass. But
Yeah, so
Daredevil wasn't up to his usual. I mean, it was Matt Murdock. It wasn't Daredevil.
Right.
He wasn't up to his usual standard. But even when he fights Daredevil, well, you'll see in the next issue.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Vanessa wants to hire Nelson and Murdoch. Coincidentally, it is a comic book, to help get Wilson's stuff in order. He's going to turn state's evidence or whatever the I don't know what they call it. Right? It's like he's going to testify against all these guys or whatever.
Yeah.
So they come in and then, oh no, they're being attacked. It's like time for Daredevil. And then we've got this guy. This like, he's a low budget one-off villain guy.
Right. With Doctor Strange sideburns.
Yep.
And
Doctor Strange sideburns with
Doctor Strange moonlighting. As an assassin, it's I lost my magic power, so I might as well pick up a few bucks.
Yeah. Oh man. And then he gets the big kick here. Daredevil comes and saves her, or tries to stop this guy. Sorry. Even this fight's pretty cool, even though it's like, just against
more of a comic book type of fight, but yeah. What would you expect? Like a standard Daredevil flying around fight. Cool enough.
Punch, smash. Bruno, don't. Whoa. He falls down, and so this guy didn't. Daredevil didn't kill this guy. This guy tried. He tried he tried to like come and grab this thing, and he didn't realize that like some of it was like burnt off or it melted or something, and then he just slips and falls and he dies.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Daredevil laughs to himself. Well, too bad now. So he's like, well, that sucks for that guy, but boing, boing.
His fault. Dumbass.
Turn back.
Transform back. You're a dumbass. Daredevil.
Yep. You're a dumbass. And then it's like they come back. Oh, she's been kidnapped. So Vanessa's been kidnapped. Oh, here's her bullseye is smoking. Okay.
But this is ridiculous that he's out of. Okay, look. There's no way he should be out of jail. The guy still. I don't care if he's crazy or not. That's what. Look, I mean, I know New York is bad with their. I mean, look, this kind of crap has happened in real life, but I mean, not. Well, there's never been in real life a guy that was that nuts, that much of a bloody outward killer that was out of jail just because he. I don't care how insane he was. So this is Miller. I love you, but man, I mean, just let him get broken out of jail for some reason, or this was lame. I understand. I agree with our horrible justice system, but he has an operation, and 2 days later, he's out of jail. Everyone knows he's murdered people. It's not even up to question. There's nothing to be proven. And then can say, because it was a tumor, we're letting him out. Now that we just operated on that. A little bit of a stretch, Frankie. You could have found some other way to get him released, like the Kingpin let him out or wanted to hire some kind of shit like that.
Yeah, like got some kind of...
Somebody broke him out because they wanted to use him. But there's no legal loophole against a person that we know for a fact, I don't care, crazy or not, slaughtered a bunch of people in public. Yeah. No way is he released. Yeah, remember he had to escape last time to get out.
Which is fine. Let him escape.
Let him escape. This didn't work for me. I was like, man, no, look, even in 1980, I was reading this comic going, what?
Yeah, no way. They would never let him out.
No.
But he's a smoker too. So Ethan wants to know who is our least favorite villain from Marvel. Oh God, I have no idea.
There was a Tales of Suspense Captain America backup tale, which I guess was just a filler, where he fights a villain who makes a roller coaster under the city that he goes into like banks and robs them. It's terrible. I think that's the worst villain. I can't remember his name, but like I remember that. I think it was like a Don Heck drawn one or something.
Wow. What about Pacepot Pete?
Yeah, he's pretty bad.
Pacepot Pete is.
I like him though. I like the Trapster.
The Trapster is not so bad. He's just kind of lame. Pacepot Pete. You have to love him almost for how unbelievably stupid the name is.
Like Rocket Racer, I guess.
Rocket Racer is pretty weird. Pretty dumb.
Yeah, he has a skateboard that has a rocket on it.
That's pretty wow.
That's his thing.
Razorback.
Yeah. No way.
Razorback's kind of a good guy, though, even though it was stupid.
I'm trying to think of like what are some bad ones.
Really bad ones.
I mean, it'd be easier to do MCU. Basically, everybody.
Yeah, this year they're all suck.
Was there not like the kangaroo?
Kangaroo was pretty lame.
Yeah, just a human kangaroo.
I love me some pastry pot Pete, says Bobby. Man, and you're just talking Spidey villains. There's like, of course, Stiltman's the worst of all of them. Just kidding.
No.
I like
no.
Was there not a Grizzly as well?
Grizzly was a weirdo.
Yeah.
Spidey had some. But see, this is the thing. He had such a great early rogues, like so many great villains early, that they started to try to make up. Let's do that. Let's make. Oh, as a matter of fact, I got some really. We joke about it, but Nova, when Marv Wolfman did the Nova series, which I loved for the first 12 issues or whatever, he created some pretty lame villains because he was trying to give him his own rogues instead of using other villains.
Yeah.
And man, Diamond Head, Condor.
Guys that couldn't really match his powers. Nova. Yeah.
Well, the Friday Night Shopping Boys about a year or two ago, we reviewed those Nova issues, and as a running joke, they love those villains, but in a cornball way. They think Condor's the greatest character of all time. They're saying it tongue in cheek. You got to read the Condor. He's just, I don't know. You have to read the comic, but Diamond Head, he's weird.
Like Amazing Spider-Man, of course, the first 10 or 12 issues, every single issue is a classic villain, except for the Enforcers. Like those guys sort of died on the vine. It's like I guess they're Western guys, or
they were like
they were in. Dazzler just fought them.
Oh yeah,
you got
Dazzler fought them. They're like Z-list villains,
right?
And she won, and then they have one guy with the lasso, and the one guy.
I think I would win.
El Diablo was a dope. Was a crap villain.
Yeah, Kangaroo.
FF had a lot of good ones, but El Diablo was kind of lame.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a whole bunch to choose from. I don't know.
What about Leapfrog?
He's fine.
Yeah. Well,
6.0.
Daredevil doesn't have any guys in the class of Spidey's rogues gallery, but he has some. I mean, you got Stiltman, you've got Mr. Hyde, you got Bullseye, you've got Gladiator,
the Owl.
You got the Owl.
I love how the Owl was in season 1 of Daredevil. I'm like, oh my god.
Owlsley. Yeah. The owls are not what they seem. You've got Leapfrog.
Leapfrog was in the She-Hulk TV show.
El Matador or whatever.
Yeah, Matador. I remember that.
Matador.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So. All right, so Bullseye's out and about. He's flicking cigarettes. Now he's smoking up, and he's like, "So, guys, you want me to kill Daredevil? Eh? Or you want me to kill Kingpin? Eh? Kill the Kingpin?
I'll king him, you say, you guys.
I need $10 million. $10 million. The deal was for 5. I've altered the deal. Pray I do not alter it further." And then Daredevil comes in. He's like, "I want in on this deal. I'll kill Kingpin for you for $10 million." No. He ninja stars him. He's like, ninja stars, eh?
Like Diamond Head too. You like Diamond Head? Well, I understand this. He's kind of tough to do. It's kind of it's different. Well, sorry. This is throwing stars, eh?
Throwing ninja stars, eh? Huh, how you like that? Boom. Shooting a gun, eh? Oh, you know what? You can do the cowardly lion. Oh, pulling a gun out on me, eh? I'm trying to throw ninja stars, eh?
That's with the gun, eh?
Put him. Oh, pulling an axe on me when he's like, putting an axe on me, eh? Oh, okay. All right. Cowardly. I used to think the cowardly lion was awful, and then I got to the point in my life where I was like, this guy's the best character ever. It's like super funny.
Oh yeah. I love him.
Yeah, he's great.
Daredevil, kick your stupid ass.
Jumping, more kicking.
Right up here. Boom.
Takes him down here. Oh, they're out the window. This was really awesome. This was so memorable, this entire sequence right here.
This is really good.
So he's falling. We'll give it a second here so people can kind of catch up. So he's falling down. He shoots the twine or whatever, and then he hooks it. It's like, and then Bullseye shoots the twine, and then he's falling again. He's like, okay, well, Yeah, got the flag on the flagpole. Grabs it, but no, tears it because the force is too much. Still falling. Radar sends. Right. There's
Break
like a
just broke this fall just enough.
yeah. There's got the gargoyle here. Puts that around, breaks it off.
You
And
don't
then
make
falling,
right into the dump truck.
Yeah,
Good
saved
timing.
by kitty litter.
Saved by kitty litter.
Yeah. And that's from Batman Returns.
Ramrod. Wow. Could not. Good Lord. Yep.
Oh dear. Let's look that one up.
Ramrod. That's disturbing. It's a pawn villain.
Oh, there's a cyborg version of him too.
Yeah.
That looks cool to me. Looks pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be messing around with no ramrod, that's for damn sure.
Ow. Ouch.
All right. So in the meantime, Kingpin's gotta figure out what's going on. They torture this guy. They're torturing him to get information on where Kingpin's going to be. It's like he's coming in on this flight here. Okay. And then they're like, wait a minute, he ain't there. Holy crap, it's a trap. A kaboom. It's like, you're right. He talked. How did you know he was going to talk? Because I'm the Kingpin and I'm back. It's like, yeah, I'm going to say I'm back. John Wick or whatever. To be continued.
On a jet plane. Then the Kingpin will be back again.
He will be back.
Baby. And he's Miller's Kingpin now.
And that is it for the 3 issues today. The next 3 are just the next 3, I believe. So,
yeah,
71,
there's no
72,
crossover
73.
like we do with Legion. It's all,
the Tin Man is an axe murderer. He is.
Yeah, and
I read it.
Yeah,
I read the first 6 or 7 Oz books.
I'm trying to read all of them, but yeah,
they're all free on iBook if you have an iPhone. They're all free on iBook.
I looked up that worst villain I was talking about. So he's called the Peerless Planner. And,
God!
And it was written by Roy Thomas and penciled by Jack Sparling.
Wow.
And he sucks. And he dresses up as Captain America, and he has his own little roller coaster goes under the city. He's just I don't know what they were doing. It was a filler story.
Was it this guy?
Yeah, that ass. Yep. Yeah. It's awful.
Oh my god. The Peerless Planner.
One note before we leave Daredevil. In that second issue, I forgot to mention the Tom Snide interview.
Mm-hmm.
There's a mention where Tom Snide is talking to Matt Murdock and says, of course, your recent involvement in the controversial Angel Dust murderers. Well, that's a reference to the show. Remember last week there was that two-part drug story that they didn't put in those 2 issues before that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a reference to that. Oops, because it wasn't. Remember, they didn't print that.
Oh,
forgot to mention that when we did that issue. Sorry. So yeah.
Does he look muscular? Could not be reached in that one.
Huh? I'm leaving on a jet plane. Let's see. There's
So there's Elektra in her movie. Clobby, I know you didn't watch the movie, but
yeah, she's super hotness. There's no question about it.
Yeah, just no headband.
I'd watch that. I just never got around to it. Really, just
this is the post. This is the poster I got.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I saw the trailers and was like, yeah. I mean, I like her and all, but I didn't like that movie she was in. So with him, so I didn't really care.
Yeah.
I was shocked she got a movie. I'm like, what? Why is that happening? Do we need that?
Yeah. See, they didn't give her the. And it's like you're wearing jeans or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this was her. Okay, so this was her as Jinx from G.I. Joe.
Right.
And I was like, oh my god, they should just have.
She was Jinx. That's her in that.
Yeah. In G.I. Joe, the second one.
The second one, yeah.
Retaliation.
Was that her? That picture there's from that.
Yeah.
Why does she look like Elektra in that picture?
I know that's what I'm saying because Jinx is Elektra.
What in the hell?
Well, wow. Jinx looked a lot more distinctive in the cartoon.
There you go. There's a better. Here, there's a better.
Yeah.
Really? That's Jinx?
Yeah, she blindfolds herself.
Weird.
And she can fight blind.
It's more like Electra than that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, just use that. So,
nutty.
Jinx.
Nutty. I like her though. I mean, it's just cute.
So there's Jinx from G.I. Joe. Well, here. This is always the best thing to show. That's Jinx.
That's the figure, yeah.
Well, the figures.
That's the original figure, J-Man, or?
This is it right here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Did you have this one? All my friends had this figure.
I didn't have Jinx.
Oh man, everyone had her at my around
Cool
me.
figure, yeah.
Yeah, she's a ninja. She's a ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't remember. I think it was something like this.
But J-Man, I thought we didn't like female characters in our
That's
franchise.
true.
You're right. I apologize to all of the men out here there.
Guys don't watch female stuff.
No, except for when we were like 10 and we bought all of these figures.
See that interview that was with Daisy Ridley the other day on NBC? Morning thing, and this idiot female reporter tried to get her to complain about sexist Star Wars.
Hey, and she didn't
bite.
Yeah. She didn't bite.
Wow,
she's like, "Oh, it's not my experience." I was like, "Oh my god."
She didn't go. I mean, that bitch was trying to lure her in there.
She seems genuine to me. Like she's always been like
that.
She said
no when we announced it. You know, when we announced stuff, people are always excited, and I think that's overblown and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right? I saw that.
That's the only time she's done that.
You're kind of overblowing it right now.
Yeah, she should have said, "Why you ask a stupid question like that?" But she didn't have to do that. No. She handled it perfectly. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. No, Daisy. Nobody. Yeah, everyone's fine with Daisy Ridley. It's the character that's not well written. That's all.
And she said She said they have female directors directing stuff before. I mean, in other words, that woman is just a see you next Tuesday.
But and then those people. The interviewer, she doesn't know anything about Star Wars. She's literally handed a press package or something.
Right?
Yeah, like someone just said, "Here, talk about the evil fandom." Okay, like it was just
stupid jerks.
Remember when Henry Cavill same sort of thing with the interview where they're like,
"Yeah," he said no.
He's like, "No,
nothing to do with it."
Yeah, he's like,
and they didn't like that, did they?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think. I think if you're just being genuine, you're like, and there's nobody, I don't think there's anybody who says they don't want a female character or a female director. I think that's like super fake. Oh, do you want me to share this, Clubby?
Condor.
Yeah. I was looking him up.
He's a pretty interesting character. Thing is, you look at him, you think he's just sort of, a physical, like, kick-ass type of guy. He's actually like a plotter. Like he's always like running. He's trying to. In these early issues of what you call, he's the brains, and he's from this civilization similar to the one that was in the old Red Raven comics. It was kind of taken from that. And then there's you ever seen Diamond Head? They worked with him. This is the one we really. Here's why we like Diamond Head. Let me show you. Diamond Head origin. There it is. All right. Yep. Here's Diamond Head. Okay, he's badass, right? He has an origin story where they show him as a kid now in a Halloween mask that's the Red Skull. We were reading this when we reviewed it, going, well, since when would they make a Red Skull Halloween mask for kids in the Marvel Universe? Like, what?
He's a war criminal, yeah.
Maybe he made it himself.
Yeah.
And he's this character's just a jerk. There's nothing to him other than he's an a-hole before he gets this stupid power. And of course, he's in this comic. We loved him actually because he's funny. And he was working for Condor, and so was this guy called Powerhouse, who had different type of power. One looks like a parasite type powers, who was pretty cool. This like. This was actually a good run. We reviewed the first. But these guys, these young guys who reviewed the comic book with me, they all got a kick out of Condor and Diamond Head and Powerhouse. They liked them. They said, "Man, we want more Condor. We want more Powerhouse." There they are, right there.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
But this was. See, he was trying to recreate the Spider-Man, character like Spidey. I love Nova, man. I love this comic. I love Richard Rider so much when this came out in 1976. I adored it. I want to get the new that omnibus of him. I'm going to probably get it soon. And the first 12 or so issues were great. It had great art by Sal Buscema. Happy birthday to the great Sal Buscema, by the way. And he was a lot like Spidey. He's a young character and stuff. The writing's kind of silly when we went back and reviewed it a couple years ago after all those years, but it was still so much fun reviewing it. And these guys are all kids, so they never had read it before. And so when we all reviewed it, it was fun, and they got a big kick out of it. It took us like a few weeks to review all the first 12 issues plus the first 13 plus the one.
There's 25.
Yeah, but it's hard. We just reviewed the first 14. First 13 plus the other one that crossed over with Spider-Man. He had an issue that he crossed over with Spidey. And it was like him trying to recreate the Spider-Man excitement and making his own villains and stuff. But a great run for the first 13 or so issues. The art got so bad after number 14 with Carmen Infantino's terrible stuff. But still, I loved it. But anyway, yeah, that was the big deal. Everyone loved all those kids. They cracked me up on how much they loved Condor and Diamond Head. I was making fun of Condor and Diamond Head. And they were like, "Yes, man, we love them. They're the best."
I'm just looking. Yeah, I'm looking at Nova right now. This looks pretty neat.
Oh, you've never read Nova? I love it, man. He was my favorite for a while back then. The Richard Rider Nova, not the new Dribble.
Right.
Came out later.
I know Nova from the 90s, so
yeah, I couldn't stand it when they put him in the new Screw Warriors and stuff like that.
But the New Warriors, yeah.
His origin's a total rebuff of Green Lantern. It really is. But,
right.
There you go. It's a lot of fun, though. It's goofy, very, very goofy writing by Marv Wolfman, to be perfectly honest. We kind of laughed at some of the campy writing. But nice art by Buscema, and it's a good adventure story. And Nova's a great character. And the Sphinx, they have a big, long Sphinx story.
That's cool.
He built this up for like 25 issues and then was not allowed to finish it. Able to finish it, so he took over Fantastic Four and finished it in that and carried it all over into that.
Yeah.
And so there's like a big like I said, we on that show, after we reviewed these, or the first 14 of these, we reviewed that the Sphinx saga, which gets over to the Fantastic Four. Mm-hmm. See, the art kind of got bad right there with Carmen Infantino.
I don't mind this. This all looks all right.
I don't know, man. I don't like it that much. Yellow Claw, that's an old character from Marvel before they were Marvel. From the
I know
Atlas.
Yellow Claw, yeah.
Atlas, yeah.
Yeah.
But I love that. I always loved the costume of Marvel. I mean, of Nova. I've always loved Richard Rider, even though he's worse than Peter Parker as far as a downer, like always having bad luck and always hating himself and all this kind of crap. But it's kind of funny. I like that cover. But the first 13 though had really great, in my opinion, great Sal Buscema art, and he teamed up with Spider-Man in one of those last ones. This is a good, fun run of comics, though. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get that Nova. They got an omnibus that finally came out that reprints every single appearance of his, not just the 25 issues, but all the other crossover things, except for the one in ROM because they couldn't get the rights to do that one.
Well, they can now, yeah.
And all I have is the trades, so that has, and it has all the FF ones and everything. And now they got the Romnibus just came out this week. The Romnibus, as they're calling it. I can't afford that.
Yeah, I ordered it. Yeah, I'll get it.
You ordered it? Cool.
Yeah,
that issue's in there.
Yeah, it's sold out at my comic place now. I was like, I pulled this, and then so they're ordering it for me now, and it's
I don't understand this. Like, why? What is the
pull it? Yeah, that means it's pulled for me. So anyway,
you know how to take the reservation.
That sucks.
But you don't know how to hold the reservation.
I know.
And really, anyone can take a reservation, but the holding. This is from Seinfeld. You haven't seen that one, but the holding of the reservation is really the important part of the reservation.
Yeah. No, well, the honoring of that. It's like, I'll talk to them when I know there's kinks are working out this new system. But when I pick up ROM, I'll say like, okay, there are books that I really actually want to have that day. So can we arrange something? Like, come on, like Savage Sword. If Savage Sword comes and goes and I don't get it, I'm going to be really mad.
Well, I'll get it.
The new one and the omnibuses that are coming out. The omnibuses reprint everything. They said in their thing, it's the ads and everything to it. It's like those facsimiles, but in omnibus form. So
in proper order with everything in.
Yeah. They're doing that kind of thing now, anyways. With collections, they're reprinting everything, like the ads and stuff included. So, which I think is great. Do that,
Yeah, so that would be something to get.
You're doing that with these creepy.
3 different covers on these on the Romnibus.
I know. There's 4 different ones.
4. It's a George Perez one, a Frank Miller one,
and a Sal Buscema one.
Sal Buscema one, and that 2 Frank Miller ones actually.
And the Buscema one, is the ad where he's coming out.
Yes, the ad.
Yeah,
that looks cool.
That's the one I want. That's the main.
Well, it's on Amazon.ca for $100.
I know.
But it's 77.
So just get it.
It's $77.50 on in stock trades.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's American.
Yeah,
that's American. Right?
Yeah.
You're 77 American. That's 100. That's 100 Canadian.
You see that
blue cover?
You see that red and black cover there? That's volume 2 coming out later on this year. I think it's in June.
Yeah, the 2 of them, man. I can't afford that kind of crap. Otherwise, I would get them both. I want that blue cover. That's the cover for issue number 1, the one with that.
That's issue 1, yeah.
Yeah, I bought that on the rack in 1979. I couldn't believe how much I love that comic. And then I get to the back last ad on the back of the comic book. Yeah. And I said, "That's a toy."
I know.
And I never could find the toy here. Now it was. People talk about what a crappy toy it was, but I don't care. I wanted it so bad.
It made the cover of Time, but as like the worst toy that year or something.
Yeah, but I wanted it so bad. Man. I was like,
yeah. I'm gonna do a video with my entire run because I have the whole thing now. So
cool.
I'll
nice.
Yeah. There's ROM number 1.
Cool, 2 omnibuses will cover it. Now there's also I guess I'm going to pull the trigger because that Nova omnibus, if it's still on in stock trades, it's $62. It's not going to get any cheaper than that. That's cheap for an omnibus.
So what is that? What does the Nova one give you?
It gives you other than the ROM appearance, because at the time they didn't have the license to put it in there. Everything it gives all 25 issues of his comic, and then all of the Fantastic Four, and every issue and every other appearance in Marvel 2-in-1 and Spider-Man, every appearance of Nova. Of that Nova, the only Nova that matters to me, the Richard Rider Nova of the Bronze Age. There it is. I got 2 different covers. I want the one with the Buscema cover, but it's still $62. I think it's a $100 cover or something like that. I might finally get that one.
Well, see, in Canadian, it's like 70 something. So that's
not much more.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's good for an omnibus. I mean, look. I'm not going to get an Ollie's price all the time. I've gotten there's the cover I want right there. I like that. The other one by Rudy Neighbors is okay, but I like that cover. John Buscema, who did draw the first issue. That's the cover number 1. This is the cover number 25, the last issue.
Right.
And the other one's the cover of number 1, which is the one I want. $62. I should have pulled the trigger a long time ago, but the problem was I've always wanted to get the trades. So right before this was announced, a couple years back, I went ahead and bit the bullet and paid a little bit extra so I could get both 1 and 2 of the trades, which has them all. And at least I'll have the trades. And then this got 2 weeks later, this gets announced. It's got everything, not just the trades just have the Nova series.
Right.
This has everything except for the ROM, because the ROM issue. And now you'll have the ROM issue there in the Romnibus.
The Romnibus, yeah.
Hey, that's a cool figure.
Yeah, I have that. They had an Eckerd. I was able to get that. It was an Eckerd's exclusive. Not Eckerd's, listen to me. Walgreens exclusive. Eckerd's is not in business.
The Marvel Retro one was awesome. The 3/4 inch.
Yeah,
I want but I got to have it like that or nothing for a bust for me. And by the way, as great as that figure is, they screwed it up because they didn't put his star on the back of his costume. But I've got the old Toy-Biz one from the 90s that does have it. So they forgot to put a star on the back, but still, it's beautiful from the front. Mm-hmm. Hey, that guy's got a flying thing. One that makes him fly. I wish I had that.
That's cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to get these guys have all of these weird like stands that put them up and stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I love Richard Rider Nova, and I love Ron.
Did you get the Micronauts thing, or you're not micro? Are you guys?
I'm not the biggest Micronauts guy, but I know. A couple of friends of mine are. Mark D is a big Micronauts guy, and I got a buddy of mine who's so nuts for Micronauts and Mike Golden. He bought 2 of the artist edition. Right. And he got the original, one of the early printers of the artist edition of the first. I don't know if you're familiar with the artist edition. They did at Micronauts, but it's pretty amazing.
I know what artist editions are, so I don't know if they did Micronauts.
I only have a few, but I have friends who have like almost all of them, and that's expensive.
So I read this first issue. It's pretty awesome because they had the
facsimile.
Facsimile, yeah.
Of Nova or of ROM?
Micronaut. Well, they had. Well, I think they probably did Nova too, but they've done Micronauts and ROM.
But they have done Micronauts. Yeah. That's a Dave Cockrum cover right there from Mission Number 1. I love that. Well,
What is Micronauts about? Like,
they were big toys. They were a huge toy line. In the 70s.
They're toys.
Yeah. Amigo toy. Yeah. It's basically a revolution against these invading aliens. It's not. There's not much to it.
Okay.
Same writer who wrote ROM. Mantlo.
Yeah, Bill Mantlo. Yeah, he managed to take these toy lines and make them like the comic outlasted the toys for Micronauts, especially for ROM.
Right.
Probably for I don't know who wrote Shogun Warriors, but
Doug Mitch.
A long time. Yeah,
Doug Mitch.
Yeah, Shogun Warriors.
Yeah,
and some of those characters were created for the comic that weren't toys, like Bug.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe some other ones. So
yeah, because the toys were nondescript. Like they're just like faceless kind of figures.
Mark had some of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit before my time.
See, like
before J-Man.
Yeah. See that? I can't stand any Nova costume other than this. I hate it. Other than this, any new one, any variation on, pisses me off. I love the fact that when he takes that helmet off, it goes limp like a cloth.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it's just more simple. See, I hate that. I want to punch people in the face when I see that stupid thing. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. And that sucks. And that's pretty good, even though the art's not that good. That's the real deal.
That's the real costume, just not the good art.
Yeah, it was okay art, but compared to Infantino. But that sucks, donkeys.
Well, what did he look like in the movie?
What movie?
No, they didn't have the Nova Corps.
Guardian. They just had a silly helmet, and they had that not a helmet so much as they had that
Oh yeah, it was just like it was nothing.
Right? The dots are really tiny.
Dots. Yeah.
I don't know why they just make them big and like whatever.
They don't have superpowers either. I mean, Nova Prime is Glenn Close, for God's sake.
Yeah, yeah.
But they've done so much. They've changed him so much over the course of time that Richard Rider's even been changed and stuff. I'm like, I mean, granted, he was a self-loathing little kid in the old comic, but now he's I don't know what the hell he is. But
Microverse came from Micronauts, and that it went for, and Captain Universe came from Micronauts. I'm pretty sure.
Another Bill Mantlo, I think, too.
Yeah,
Captain Universe or something. I liked Captain Universe. It was weird. I got a Captain Universe figure, one of those 10-inch KB figures.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, this sucks. I remember when I saw this and I thought, why is this so shitty? Like,
yeah, it really eats ass. And they're planning to put him on something. Aren't they doing him again? The Guardians, or I don't know.
I thought he was going to be in something. Yeah,
there's a rumor that Ryan Gosling might play him. But,
okay.
But I'll believe that when I see it.
That will be poopy.
But I have trouble believing that they'll make much more MCU movies after all this crap, because I think they care about done.
Yeah, all they care about is making stuff that nobody cares about. They make third, fourth stringers that nobody even heard about at the time.
Like literally all of those shows.
All those shows are people nobody's heard of.
Yeah, like they could have taken like 5 of those shows. They could have just got rid of all 5 of those and just did one show on one character that's really popular, and that's it. And then just do that character and really make it, put all your effort into it. Like, I don't know. They think like more is like, let's do more and something will stick. It's like, no, put all your efforts into one thing and then people will rewatch it, buy stuff. Like, even people that liked all these movies, and I cannot get enough of the shill videos where they're like, they're gushing over. I just watched the Thor Love and Thunder shill video reactions, and they're like, wow. This is pretty solid. This is a pretty good solid 8 out of 10. Like 8 out of 10? Like, what movie are you watching?
What?
But it's like, does anyone take it easy, Picasso?
All right, Picasso.
I see you.
We're gonna be done in a minute because Clobby,
are you? I forgot. I got Nick's going on over there.
You gotta go to Nick. So let's.
Just kidding, Nick. I'm teasing, dude. I'm not sure. I'm not kidding. I would, but I love both of them.
Well, Nick won't see this part of it because he's getting ready for his.
I love both of you. I love both of you, Nick. You know that, man.
All right, so let's. With that said, let's. So again, this Sunday I'll be doing Sunday or Monday. I'll do my Royal Rumble, and then Monday I'm on Izzyverse. And
nothing
then
Monday, right? No review.
Nothing this Monday.
Gotcha.
And then Wednesday is going to be Die Another Day on the Action Elite. So that's my week. And then 1 week from today, of course, we're back with Frank Miller. So, Sean, what do you got going on?
I got more reviews coming, and of course, well, I won't be on Legion this Monday, but I'll be on Fearless Fridays next Friday, and that's about it.
All right, Clobby, what do you got going on?
What? Oh, tomorrow night. In a little bit, I'll be over there with Nick and the gang. If anyone wants to see some more comic talk over there, Nick Weiser. 32 flavors of Nick Weiser. But then I guess I'll be over there. I don't know, or maybe I won't. I might get lazy and go to sleep. But Saturday night Star Trek. Tomorrow night, more scintillating episode of Star Trek Voyager. Voyager. I'm very excited about that. And with my wonderful first officer, Raquel. And then Sunday night geekery with the great Mark D. with a C on his amazing channel, the Chief Engineer. And then Monday night, that's 10 p.m. by the way, Eastern, you guys, for Sunday night geekery. Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk at 9 p.m. Central, which I'll be talking about, strangely enough, comic books, and on a Monday night. I know it sounds weird. Yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah, it is
weird. You said weird, so we got it.
Weird. Oh,
we got it. We got to do our good friend. Where's our good friend Rachel Z? Weird.
No sound.
I love it. Weird. This is perfect. This is so good.
Oh
man. All right, everybody. Well, that'll be all she wrote for this.
Good night, everybody.
We will see you when we see you. Until next time.
When you see you.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.